Land your plane. Land your plane. Land your plane. Land your plane.
Wow, I missed the whole intro. I didn't know why it was going on. Welcome. Thank you for boarding with Land Your Plane podcast, episode 38. Thank you for flying with us. Can a pimp be a simp or can a hoe be a housewife? I am with my flight attendants. Introduce yourself. Ladies first.
My name is Jesse from Indiana, just outside of Chicago.
3-1.
This is LaShonda, ready for takeoff.
Welcome.
I'm 34 and a half, and your favorite cousin from my auntie and uncle you ain't even know you had. And I'm
Bogart.
I just made the PSA.
Bugsy Bogart, aka BU, aka I got it on me, aka I got it on me.
Cool DeVille, 79, Southside.
Welcome everybody. How y'all feeling? How y'all living?
Blessed highly.
Yes, sir. Everybody good? Everybody all right?
Yes, sir.
And all right.
Let's do it. Give them what they came for today, man. Can a pimp be a simp or can a hoe become a housewife? Ladies, what comes to mind when you hear that? What's your thoughts? First thoughts when you hear that quote or saying?
I think it's an interesting topic. Can a pimp be a simp? I think that's a part. I mean, are we talking male or female pimp?
We talking madams. We talking everything across the board.
And I think it's in their nature to be a simp. You got to pick the right one. You got to have the emotion behind the right one. So you got to be a little bit of a simp in order to be a pimp. You got to have emotional intelligence on both sides.
What about the hoe into a housewife?
Again, we're talking male and female.
Everything across the board.
I don't think, because I think when we're speaking on hoe definition, it's defined as someone promiscuous, specifically targeting women. But
this is going to be an interesting night.
but I don't think. I don't know. I think it's a difficult one. I think anybody can be whatever they want. It's just how much are you wanting to be that housewife? How much are you wanting that title, that role? What comes along with it?
Respectfully. That's where you landed. You
That's
land there.
Landed.
Copy. Yeah, try to use that cue to push the other person, next person to talk.
Okay.
LaShonda, come to mind.
Yeah, I agree a little bit with Jesse. I think it depends. I really think it depends on what's your motive. What's your motivation? Are you doing it to please somebody else or are you doing it to please yourself? Because I think that's going to make the difference in the world if you can actually do it or not. And I'll land with that.
Did you just say is depends mean is manipulation? Like is pimping more pimping?
No, I think it just depends on the person and their motives.
On the pimp or the hoe?
Yep.
Or the housewife or the
both
simp.
of them. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Respectful. Fellas, comes to mind. What's your thoughts?
You can't turn no hoe into no housewife. Nah. Respectful. Oh man.
Fake pimping. No pimp can be no simp. That's fake pimping going on. If a pimp is a simp, this is fake pimping going on.
Okay.
It's the first thing that comes to mind. And what Cuzzo said. See,
Answer
Well, the
the whole
first
all
thing
right,
question.
so
I was. Go ahead, Coop. My fault.
you good. I was just trying to go. All right, I didn't mean to jump out
No,
the
you good.
window,
We straight.
but
Yeah, you straight.
the whole into the housewife thing. I'm just gonna be real. All right, now, it's possible, right? But what's needed is for the guy to not really care of what the world thinks of his woman, because that's the only way this is going to be possible if you could turn into a whole housewife. Because that's the only way. Other than that, yeah, nah, you can't. I don't think so.
Can a person
It's
be
really
judged
going
off
to
their
take. That's
past?
really going to take. Say again. I'm sorry.
Can a person be judged off their past?
Hell yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes. Same thing like a Carfax. Can your car be judged off this past?
He said they need a
Respectfully.
pussy. They need a pussy facts.
Yeah, let's keep it. Yes. See, what the thing is now, society don't want you to do that. You know what I mean? They're trying to make it a little easier, but no, that shit still is intact, and that shit still is valid. Okay, so that's why you young ladies, viewers out there, please don't be promiscuous out here with yourself, and then try to, you know what I mean, double back. No, you didn't want to do that. Just giving a little advice to the viewers, but I'm gonna land with that.
Respectfully, shout out to the comment section. Shout out to you at home too. If you view it, cool. Let them know in the comment section and continue that conversation. Sig, Dirk, what comes to mind and what's your thoughts?
I'm gonna let Sid go first because I said he didn't even make his point that he was trying to make.
Go ahead, Sig, jump out.
Yeah, what I said first, when I said the song, I was just joking. When I first hear the topic, I know my man DeVille be ready. But the first thing I hear is growth. And I feel like anybody can change. And then on top of that, I want to know, do we mean like hoe or do we mean like a cold slur? Because that's definitely something that I would need to know in order to differentiate the two. But we'll get more into that as the topic proceeds.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And I'll land with that.
I would first like to. I
Last
mean,
but
I
not
guess.
final, who created this show? Special guest request. What comes to your mind? What's your thought?
I think first the
It's
definition of when we talk about what a pimp or what a whore is. I'm less concerned with what pronouns they identify as, opposed to
Excuse me.
what
Hold on. Hold
those.
on. Somebody, I hear somebody in the background. Probably mute up if you're not talking, please.
hold on, I'm about to mute my TV. That's me. My fault.
You
My
good?
apologies. I don't want no smoke.
As I say, but yeah. So I think I'm more concerned with the definition of those words, because when you think of a pimp, you think of a person who makes money from probably the game, but I've also heard people that are just players be called pimps. So, or a whore or a hoe, you think of the idea of a hoe being somebody who's doing it for fun, and a whore maybe doing it for money, or vice versa. Either way, you're thinking about the. So I'm trying to say what I need to know the definition, what those words mean in a definitive. But I feel like, to me personally, I don't think Michael Jordan can dunk on the first try. So I feel like anybody you marry that is a woman, they had some practice, most likely. You know what I mean? If you was willing to marry him, they didn't just, I don't know if they're a savant at sucking dick or whatever. I know some people just walk up to a piano and can play it without never hearing it. But I'm assuming that you're not the first dick they sucked, that they had some practice when they met you, and they had enough to be good at it, enough to marry them. You know what I mean? So, And I know by assuming that I can make an ass out of myself, you know what I mean? But to me personally, like I said, I know if I was to get married, that person's going to be good at what they're doing in that area for me to marry them. It won't be like, oh, she's never been with nobody. She doesn't even know what she's doing. All right, this is great. I could teach her. I am not a teacher. I'm not into that. I just want, you got to come already knowing what's going on. So I do feel like where I think that it can be something that can happen, I do feel like there can be a remnants of the old lifestyle still trapped inside of her too, or still trapped inside of him, and vice versa. Like if it's a man who's been in the street, who's been a player, who's been involved in the game, I can see why he might not be pimp smacking her every time she get out of line, but he might have the thought of it. So I feel like it's still like that residue that's going to be left on it. And I'll land with that.
Respectfully. What comes to my mind, I hear.
You heard what Carly B said? She don't cook, she don't clean. No. It's not gonna work. I'm sorry. All right.
You're good.
All right. And where her and Offset at right now? All right. I'm just saying. All right.
Respectfully. What comes to mind? Control, dominance, opportunistic, fast life, Sister Soldier, Iceberg Slim, Basketball Wives, Love and Hip Hop, Pretty Woman, the movie, and Ray Charles. Those are the things that come to mind when I hear that saying, that quote. Nothing in that order, just those are the quick notes that I just took and what comes to mind. Ray Charles, because he's blind and he's still seen through the bullshit. Love and Hip Hop, these are where most of the girls are sought after, like the vixens. Not most of them, but a lot of those girls were video vixens, were background of that type of atmosphere as far as being chose up type shit. So those are some of the few things that comes to mind when I hear, can a pimp be a simp or can a hoe be a housewife? You at home and you continue that conversation in the comment section. What do you think? What comes to your mind? What's your thought? First scenario. Y'all all right?
Well, all right.
All right, let's do it. Here's something back. Scenario: a man spent years juggling multiple women or bragging about never being tied down and living a player lifestyle. Now he's married, posts relationship quotes daily, and tells younger men to value commitment. First question, we're going to start with the women. Would you trust a relationship advice from a man whose past behavior contradicts everything he now preaches? And it's on the floor. Anybody can go first, lady. So I'll pick.
Okay, so repeat that last part one more time. Let me make sure I got
it. Just like it. Question was, would you trust a relationship advice from a man whose past behavior contradicts everything he now preaches?
Yes. So I would trust what he says from his experience. However, I don't necessarily want to be in a relationship with him. So it's different if I'm listening to you giving me advice and telling me what you think and what you know, or, because you've been on the other side. Now you're saying on this side, this is what I believe, this is what's going on. I would take heed to what you have to say, but I don't know if I would trust you as far as the relationship goes, because it would have to be more than your words. It would have to be your actions and your behaviors and things like that. But if we're just friends and you're telling me about, relationship stuff, I'm going to listen. I'm going to take heed. I think we can learn from everybody. And that's kind of my mantra, is that I can learn from anybody and everybody. So I definitely would listen to what he has to say as far as just giving me advice. But as far as a relationship goes, yeah, I don't know about that. I'd have to see how you act. And I'll land with that.
So you'd rather take lessons from somebody who's almost drowned than somebody who's learning to swim.
Mhm.
Mm.
I believe you can learn anything from anyone. I mean, I've worked with people who are in active addiction, and I've learned different things from them, even about what they feel recovery might be or what they feel would get them in recovery. So I feel like
Mm.
they have words of advice, even though they're not following it, because we've all gotten words of advice, and it doesn't mean we're all taking heed to it.
Mm.
Respectfully. D, welcome, welcome. How you feeling? How you living?
Greetings, greetings, everyone. It's good to be here this evening.
Thank you. Thank you. Glad to have you. Glad to have you. You came in on the question. A man has spent.
Sis,
Oh,
what's
I'll read
up,
the
sis?
scenario for you. What you said, cool?
And I was welcoming them V.
Oh,
So I
okay.
was welcome. That was it.
Much love, brothers. Much love, sisters.
What's up, V?
All good in the neighborhood.
Yes,
Good.
ma'am.
So grateful to be here, always.
The scenario you came in on is a man spent years juggling multiple women, bragging about never being tied down, and then and living a player lifestyle. Now he's married, post relationship quotes, and daily and tells younger men to value commitment. My bad, I chopped that all up. Female lady's question is: would you trust a relationship advice from a man who past behavior contradicts everything he now preaches?
Hey, get out.
Yeah, I mean, I would trust his opinion or advice based on his experience because that's his experience, and he's talking from real life experience. And whether I take it for myself, of course, is up to me. But it's kind of like when people talk about Steve Harvey because now he's kind of like that self-help guru at times. He gives advice about relationships. He wrote the two books, and a lot of people criticize him because he had, I think, two other or three other failed marriages, and now he's speaking about relationships. But he's on point because you can learn just as much from your failures as you can from your victories. I think you learn more from your failures. I've learned more from
Mm.
my failures than my victories. And now he's talking not just from a place of I got it all together. He's talking from a place of, when I didn't have it all together, or when I thought life was should be this way, and I learned it from that. And I think it comes with wisdom. I think people grow and evolve and learn from their mistakes. And if he's coming from a place where, I used to be a player and I was out in the streets and I did now I'm a reformed hoe. I think there can be wisdom, and I agree with what Sister Lashonda said. You can learn from anyone, even if it's what not to do. There could be wisdom there, and I land with that.
Respectfully, Jesse, would you trust a relationship advice from a man whose past behavior contradicts everything he preaches?
You're muted, sis.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
loud.
Um, I think it depends on what advice is he giving me.
We still can't hear
Um,
you. Can y'all hear her?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
we
can hear you.
hear.
Okay, let me go
okay.
out and come back in.
Um, but it's you got to take everything with a grain of salt. Like, you know, are you giving me relationship advice for a secret purpose? Are you giving me relationship advice to make sure I'm gaining something, to making sure I'm keeping my eyes adjusted to who I'm dealing with? But like Lashana said, like Vina said, you can take advice from anybody. Whether you choose to apply it is on you. But I would take the advice. I don't see anything wrong with it. It just depends, what is the purpose of it. So that's where I
Mm.
landed.
Respectfully. how can you take swimming lessons or anything about water if somebody's never touched the water?
Absolutely. One thing that I really, kind of firmly believe in is like, how are you going to tell me how to do my job if you don't know how to do my job? And so, somebody's coming from a different perspective. I'm very open, very willing to listen. But am I applying it is
Yeah, respectfully, we hear it, but it's not applicable. We're not actually applying. We're being courteous, if anything,
right,
just
right.
giving our ear. But we're not applying it in no way, shape, or form because it's not applicable. You're not. It's different lane. Respectfully, gentlemen, any questions for them?
Uh-uh.
I have one question.
Yeah, my fault. I'm over here cooking. Excuse me. Yeah, Steve Harvey's trash. He's telling females to think like a man, act like a, think like a man, act like whatever his book said. Yeah, nah, that's the wrong it's the wrong info. It's the wrong info. But I hear, I respect. I can't listen to everybody. I take heed to everything, all advice, but I just don't think that Steve Harvey is kicking that real shit.
Okay.
And that's why these females is out here doing what they're doing now, because they thinking like a man, trying to be men, thinking that my bad. Wrong topic. All right, let's get back to the pimps and hoes.
You on topic.
My fault.
There's a lot of masculine women out here, and there's a lot of feminine niggas out here. So
what I want to know is, respectfully, if you think somebody's good enough to advise your life and you feel like they're suitable for that, all right, let me digress. Let me refer it. I get that you can learn 2 + 2 is 4 from anyone. The truth is the truth, no matter who says it. But if I'm gonna sit down and take advice from you, that don't mean I want to be with you and want to fuck you. But it does, it's like, yeah, I think you're great for advice, and I think you're cute. But however, can't do nothing but just take advice. It would have to be no attraction. So you telling me you're attracted to this person too, and you still going like, nah, just because they used to be doing something I don't respect or whatever, I'm not with it. Is that what y'all saying? I'm just asking.
No, what they're saying is, if somebody tells you that they're a thief,
I
you
asked
don't
them,
let them.
not you. I asked them, not you. I didn't ask you.
Okay.
I asked the women. My bad. You're right. You can answer because I asked the women. You can go.
Can you rephrase your question? Like, what are you specifically asking?
It's only their past making it where you don't want to be with them, or is it also, is that automatically killing attraction? Like if you thought he was a cute dude too, you were feeling him physically, and you thought he was good for advice, is only his past making it where you're going, nah, I don't want to fuck with him, or is it just in general?
What does his attraction have to do with anything of part of advice?
Because if I was to meet a girl and I was attracted to her and I liked her advice, that would mean I would find her possibly suitable for a relationship if I thought she was attractive. But if I thought she was ugly, you're right, I only could take advice from her. I think it would be easier to take advice from her than it would be to say, nah, we can't fuck with each other either. It would the unattractiveness.
I can't even see myself fucking her, so I'm not even gonna listen to what she got to say.
Yeah, that's a crazy mindset to have, because it's like, if you're only listening to people you're attracted to, that tells a lot about your character.
No, I didn't say that.
No, he's asking, does it take some type of?
That's your question.
No, does it take some type of attractiveness or something for women to take advice, to even listen to men?
Absolutely not.
I'm not asking that either. My bad, not to cut you off.
My bad.
And what I'm saying is, if you were attracted to that person and you already agreed to take advice from them, it ain't nothing to do with the attraction. But you are attracted to them. You still going to say, no, I can't deal with this person because of their past? Is that the only thing stopping you? The past? That's what I'm asking.
LaShonda, maybe you can grab this, or because I guess
Yeah.
I'm lost. Like, is
My
this are
bad.
you're asking? So what you're asking, Nooch, is the main question. But I think what you're saying is like there's three different parts of what you're asking. The attraction, in my perspective, that doesn't have anything to do with them. Whether like if this person is giving me advice, it's whether they're attractive or not. It's up to me to decide if I'm going to take it. I don't whether I'm attracted to this person, whether this person is the ugliest person in the world. It's still I can listen to it. I can hear what this person is saying, but it's up to me to apply it. Like Nusha's saying, like it's applicable. It's my choice if it's going to be applicable.
So yeah, we want the
It
truth. We
maybe
want to say, we
yeah,
want you to say, we not applying that shit. We hear you, but we not applying that shit.
yeah, like I'm
That
listening
sounds
to you.
more clear
I
cut.
heard everything
It
you
sounds
said.
contradicting and open ended when you say, we'll hear you out, but we're not going to apply it. You feel me? We're
Yeah.
not.
I
You've
think
you've
attraction
never
is
done
like
my job, so how could I listen to you?
exactly like the attraction is off the table. Like I don't care
No,
if you ugly or not.
it's because I think I don't know if it was LaShonda or Venus who echoed it
It was me.
when they. Oh, thank you. Yeah, when they said, "Yeah, I would listen to him, but I probably wouldn't mess with him." So I'm saying that's why I'm asking that question because I'm going,
Mhm.
well, if they were attractive, would that you still wouldn't mess with them? You listening to him, but you still not going to mess with them?
No,
But
I'm
then
still not messing with him because I already know you your past. I don't know where you did. I
that's
don't
what
know
I'm
who you done did
saying.
it with.
That's what I'm asking. Now you kind of get the
Yeah.
question a little. Yeah, that's why I'm asking that. It's based on
But
I
in
listen.
Nucha's scenario, he's saying the person is already married and he's giving advice to young men. So, but for
Oh, I didn't
Lashana,
hear
what
that
she's saying,
part. I didn't hear
yeah.
that part. Yeah,
So
I
that's why I was
didn't hear
like,
that
I
part.
guess the attraction doesn't matter because he's married with kids. But even if he was single, I'm not messing with you at all.
Because he pimp. Because he a pimp. All right, good job.
Yeah, and you done pimp too much.
He's retired. He's
I don't
retired.
give a damn whether
I
he's
didn't say it.
retired. You done did it already. That don't affect the now. It's in the past. You did it, so that
Oh
don't
shit.
matter.
Nigga can't retire. He's living a new life. He got a whole new life
He,
now.
but you still have that
So people
past.
can't right. So people can't change. So that
That has
people can't
nothing to do
change.
with you. You've already changed, but the fact that
Right.
you're changing from something, so it already happened. So now you
Okay.
change it to somebody who's not doing that, but it doesn't negate the fact that you already did the things that you did.
So Carfax matter.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Health
okay.
matters.
All right.
That's
I
not
mean, if he give
Carfax
you,
do matter.
your my
So
chart
again,
matters.
ladies,
if he give you his my
right.
chart, he give you his my chart, and he ain't got nothing. He good. Then you cool. Or his
I
pat. Or
don't
his
even know how good you are. Now we're in another topic. Like, how good are we
no,
talking about?
because you said no. You said it's a thing of a fear of STIs, and I respect that. So if he can prove that that's not a thing to be fearful of, is his just actual past, just the representation of it, enough to say no? Because he didn't have those. You know what I mean? You get him. I could get why you'd be worried, like, oh nah, he might got something. All right, he proved he ain't got nothing.
Now it's just his past holding him back.
Yeah, that's a hard one.
It ain't hard. We say
Well,
what the
let me
shit
say
that
this. Let me say this. I'm gonna be real honest. Like at this age and stage of the game, it depends. It depends like how far of a like if you're coming to me and let's say you're out the game and you've been out the game for a year or two. I don't know. Right? But let's say, oh, I did that when I was much younger, right? Because I'm way older. So if I did that when I was much younger, but I haven't done that in, I don't know, 10, 20 years or something, then I'm listening to you. I'm listening to you. But if it's real recent, yeah, I'm judging you all day. And because of the fact of if you're walking around with me and people know what you did and all that, do I want to take that on and constantly have to defend that and do all that? And in honesty, at this age, in this stage of the game, I don't want to do it.
I don't want to do it.
respectfully.
I don't know if
That's
that's a
that's
fact.
what we want. We didn't want no moonwalking. We
Yeah,
want to
nah, I'll land
like
with
it is.
it. Yeah.
You got it.
V, you wanted to answer that?
No, I'm good.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna go to the mail question. Can a former player genuinely become devoted husband, or is he simply getting older and running out of options? Fellas.
Running out of options is crazy.
I was gonna say that. I really was gonna say that. I couldn't even get to the mute
I
button.
know. No, you good. I got you. That's crazy. But I feel like everybody grows up at a different pace and time. And I will say, like we all heard before, a man is only as loyal as his options. That's what they say. But me personally, I feel like when somebody wants to make a change, they will make a change. You feel what I'm saying? So I do believe that men can grow up and then be devoted to one woman without 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 having a lack there of options. I feel like growth is in anybody and everybody. It just has to be pushed to the forefront. I'm not downplaying and saying, oh, he only faithful because he got no options. Sometimes love breaks barriers, and I land with that.
Cool, Dirk.
What was the question again? Say that again. I'm sorry.
Can a former player genuinely become a devoted husband, or is he simply getting older and running out of options?
Yeah, like you said, options is crazy. Usually for unless you like just a guy who just doesn't take care of himself and just doesn't care about anything, then that applies to you. But usually a guy will always have some type of options, man. Just want to address that, man. But yeah,
Thank you.
I totally agree. Yeah, again, like he just said, we grow up, we get mature. The things that we thought was cool back when we was younger, we don't seem really that coolish now when you're older up in age. And yeah, you make a conscious effort to change. So in
Mhm.
that aspect, I agree. I agree. It is possible. Speaking from an ex-player myself, yeah, you can.
You did from a real place. Dirk.
Let me hear the actual words of the question again, so I can, because I only got my GED. I probably fuck it up. Let me make sure I get the actual words.
I got you. Can a former player genuinely become a devoted husband, or is he simply getting older or running out of options?
I don't. Yeah, that ending is kind of, it is kind of harsh.
Throw dirt on his
Yeah.
head a little bit.
You didn't say none of that to the females. We had options. We just old, rugged,
Yeah.
ran down. Nobody want us. Come on, son. This shit is weird.
Nah, I would say that life is about change, and
Mhm.
I would say he's probably diversifying his options, because after you reach a certain amount of failures or lack of success, or even if you do have moments of success, but you're not successful, you start to question whether you're making the right choices or not about which way life should go. You know what I mean? So that can make me diversify the people that I'm willing to give a chance to. And I think that, hey, if you meet a certain person and that person is and you feel like to give that person a chance, you have to be a certain way to do that, and that's what you're willing to do as a person, then hey, I don't think it's because you ran out of options. I just think that you, again, like I said, I think you're just trying new ones and you're seeing what's working. You know what I mean? Which should I've been going to right the whole time. You know what? I'm gonna go left this time. Oh shit, this left shit is working. All right, let me give it an option. Let me do this. all right, this is working, this is working, this is working. Or I could also see how a person could be start going left and see it working, but still want some of that old life back, maybe possibly. You know what I mean? You know, so I can see both. I think that it's very individualized, but I would, if somebody told me they was doing something a certain way, I would believe them. I'm not going to sit there and go, "Oh, you a straight liar." Nigga, I know you got some other bitches. I'm not that type of dude. I'm not going to press the issue on them. Yeah, I know you got some shorties. I know you got some other one. You ain't just with her all the time. I don't. I'm not the type. I've never been that. I feel like some movie TV shit. So I'm going to just believe them until it's proven the wrong way. You know what I mean?
Respectfully.
And I'll land with that.
All right. Respectfully, can a former player genuinely become a devoted husband, or is he simply getting older and running out of options? I would say every lion doesn't chase gazelles forever. They come to a point to where they can't. You feel me? So this is that maturity. And some of it could be wisdom. Some of it could be, just games change. The game changed. You dig? One person is holds the one person gave up their jersey. One person graduated the league. The maturity comes from when the husband he wants. And to tap in on what Jesse was saying, I would say there is a little simp in some pimp, because he goes his whole life, exploiting women, and to end up desiring one woman that he deems as his. You feel me? So it ties into where he trades that lifestyle for, you feel me, family type shit, or she trades it for family. You feel me?
But hold on, he simps when he's retired though. I don't think you can be active and simping. Can't be active and simping.
No, yeah, you can't be two things at once, but two
Do you
things
know
can
the
be true at the
definition
same
of
time.
simp? Do you know the
Say again?
definition of simp?
Definition of simp? You got it? You pulled it up?
I do. Yeah.
The actual definition, you want to know?
Go ahead, read it for us.
Now, just how it's used. I'm gonna be honest with you. I never looked it
Okay.
up. Just how it's used in today's terminology. Yeah.
I'll read it. It says a man who exhibits excessive attention, affection, or difference to another person in a way that is perceived as desperate, submissive, or lacking self-respect.
Thank you. Please. I'm so happy for that. Thank you so much.
All right. Now we know.
These motherfuckers hate words up there.
And I think in order for the question of can a pimp be a simp, you have to have some of those attributes, right? You are needing attention, you need clientele, you need people to be able to do their jobs, right? These women who are giving, you need that. But in order for you to have that, you have to have some bit of control, you have to have some bit of respect, you have to have the different qualities that are described in what a simp is. Now, if you're thinking simp as only just a weakness, then yeah, that's not, but that's not the definition of a simp. So I think some of the attributes of simp, what that definition is and what a pimp is, I think kind of go hand in hand.
Respectful metaphysics.
Respect your metaphysics.
And they become husbands. So yeah, go back on my thought. I would say the arthritis is kicking in, and they ain't got it in them like the young players that when they did have
now, it. First you was out of option, now your dick don't work. This ain't your son. Okay. He got it.
They could have got some Viagra, cuz it ain't.
Shoot, I ain't even on mute. I'm thinking I'm on mute this whole. Y'all heard me over here talking shit.
Nah, I'm saying like niggas can get Viagra.
Yo, my fault.
Nah, it's like whatever, but go. My bad. Yeah.
Respectfully. Any questions for us, ladies?
No questions.
Any? All right.
I will say this.
Go ahead.
When it comes to, I have a friend of mine, for example, she works in social services in New York City. And one of the things that she does is she works for, I guess it's almost like an independent living type facility. And a lot of people there are, seniors or have had, some type of illness or injury. And there is that scenario there, like these guys that were players or out in the street in their young years with no reason, no rhyme, no plan, and they are suffering now. Um, and it's a very interesting dynamic because as you get older, because now you do run out of options. And I know he didn't mean to speak into the call. Your thing stops working, and but that's actually a very, very, very real scenario. And they were even saying how some of these nursing homes and rest homes are being filled with, men who did not choose to have a family. And now they're in a nursing home. Nobody comes to see them. Nobody cares, So it's actually a real phenomenon. It's a real life situation. And it's serious. I know that we're having a discussion about it, but it's actually some people that do wait too long in years to see, the value of putting up the player's hat and putting on the family hat. But there are some men that are out.
Would you say? Can I ask a question? Would you
Mhm.
say the same thing happened to the women who even if they're not players, that are just tying themselves down to be single? They're not out there playing, but they already retired from dating.
Yeah,
Will
in
they not have
China,
a?
any woman over 30 is called leftover.
Yeah, I think it's a unfortunate. I know in this particular topic we were talking about men, being players, but I would think that it is something that is just as concerning for a woman too who doesn't have family, as she gets in her older years.
And I add to that.
Yeah,
So
they're the most
just so y'all know,
vulnerable on the street.
I have a background in psychology, so I'm pretty well versed in um, we're talking about men and women in nursing homes. It made me want to research a little bit that I have.
Am I the only one
Women
hearing that?
more.
No, I
You
can
said
hear
what?
it too.
Hey,
Women.
Son's got some clicking or breaking up or something.
Who can everybody?
Yeah, I had the same thing. Clicking. You got
It
like
is. I
you
thought
going
it
in
was
and
my
out.
speaker. You are.
Clicking
Can
or
you hear me
something.
now?
Somebody's clicking. We can hear you,
I
but
hear
I
the
don't know. I
clicking.
hear clicking. Can everybody mute up? Who's not talking, please? Go ahead, Jess. Go ahead. You can go. My bad. No, I can't hear you. Just back out and come back in. I'll let you back up. To
I
you
was
at
fake hype
home.
too. I was fake
Huh?
hype too because she said she had this background in psychology. I'm about to say, oh, what you about to psychologize? You know what I mean? I want to know. I'm ready to know. Like, I'm tired. It's all
Psychologize.
come on, Sig Roy. Let's go, free. Let's be.
She go. Bring it back up.
Yeah,
You brought it back up.
I'm about to bring it back up right now.
Okay, can y'all hear me now?
Perfect. Go.
Perfect. Yes, so back to this topic, men and women. Statistically, women live longer than men. When you're talking about the nursing homes, Venus, women actually make up a majority of nursing homes compared to men. Reason why is because women live longer than men. When we're speaking of relationships and longevity, and we're speaking of like the family aspect, men statistically need need a woman's presence. In a relationship, men live, I want to say, like 10 to 20 years longer when they're in a relationship. Women live a lot longer when when they're not in a relationship compared to men. I cannot think of the statistics right now. So I don't think you know, in the aspect of and what you're asking, you know, can a man, you know, live this life and then continue and, you know, be committed? Like, yeah, I think that's possible. But it's also needed for him to be able to do that. Whereas women, our female relationships or our companionships, friendships suffice enough compared to men. And so I don't think there's a conversation on like, oh, well, women need this because this, but it's like when we don't have a relationship, we thrive in our professional careers, we thrive in our friendships, and we thrive as well as society, whereas men do not statistically. And I'll end with that.
Can I ask you a question?
Absolutely.
Yes. All right. So with that being said, right, is it that they're living and thriving more because they have a female village group that keeps, you know, guys are usually more loners than, you know, having a pack of guys or, you know, a male group where we can go and talk shit and decompress and do all that type of stuff that, you know, yeah, women do in y'all girl groups. Would you say being a psychologist, would you say that would be part of the reason why you guys expand a little longer?
I guess I'm not 100% sure. Really.
Or it's just,
is it based? You're solely asking on our relationships with our friends?
not solely, but I'm just saying well, being what excuse me, got jumbled up. With that being said, with your statement being said, right? You said women live longer than men, and which is statistically facts, right? But you being a psychologist, right? You have a little insight on a little bit. Would you? I'm just asking, just hypothetically, your personal opinion, being a psychologist, would you say is it more because again, you said you ladies thrive and you guys have, you know, you could be single, but being that you have fin groups, you know, you got other ladies that are single.
Community.
Yeah, exactly. And usually guys are more loners. It's not really a community for guys to, you know, where they have each other's back and decompress with their feelings and emotions, and you know what I'm saying?
Is
So
that
would you
opinion
say,
or is that fact? That's opinion. That's opinion.
No, just give me a second, you know, because I like facts. I like facts and I like logic. So let's just, you know, if you want to do numbers and statistics and stuff, you know, there are some, but there's not many. So if you want to do if you're going by majority, no. If you're doing numbers and statistics, and if I was going to say no, there's not a lot, and that's why the suicide rate for guys are more higher than females due to that. Not having that outlet to decompress safely or feel, you know, the pats on the back like, yo, it's all right, homie, you gonna be all right, get back in the game, you know. There's not too much of that on the men's side of things, on the male side of things. So I'm just asking, I didn't really want to take it down a rabbit hole. I was just asking, would you think that do you think that plays a part in reasoning you guys expand a little longer than men? Or no?
In simplicity, I think yes.
Okay.
But it's not just like it is community and not just our friendships, but it's our relationship with ourselves. It is our relationships with our girlfriends or their kids and, you know, our family. It's our professional work. It is how we, you know, it is also health. And that takes a big part of why men don't live longer. When's the last time you went to the doctor? When's the last time you got your blood pressure checked? When's the last time you went and got the things that you need to live longer? That also plays a part. And so because women, we have to be serious about our health, right? It's a little more catered for us, but you know, health, community, self, comfortability, like all of those things impact that. Now, to talk about, you know, outlets for men, it is tough being a man. Like you don't have that strong sense of community as women do. That's obviously just the difference between men and women. But there are outlets. It's just how are you going to make the time to utilize them? So I don't think it's factual that, well, men don't have these things. I think there are things, but are you utilizing them? Do you have a therapist? Do you go to the doctor? Do you talk to your friends? Do you have people to do that? Who are you surrounding yourself with?
Respectfully, I like that. She answered your question, Coop?
Yeah. She answered it the first time. She said, yeah.
Okay, respectfully. Let me give him give him some more game. Research on adult development consistently shows people can change significantly over time, especially after major life events such as marriage, parenthood, or personal loss. My question to you at the home and the audience, so we can continue this conversation into the comments, was, hold up. Can a pimp, to the men, can a pimp become a protector? And to the women at home, can a hoe become a housewife? Was that yeah, that was the first one. All right, yeah, let's move on to the second scenario. The former escort turned wife. A woman who once made money through escorting leaves that life behind. She gets married, raises children, and becomes deeply involved in her community. Years later, her past resurfaces online. Question to the ladies. Oh, no, we went ladies first last time. We're going to do fellas first. Fellas, should a woman's past determine whether she deserves respect as a wife today? Herman?
Yeah. I feel like respect is something that you want to give. How do you? I think you want to give everybody respect, but I mean, however, at the same time, I don't. I think that I think it is really what's going to be a factor. How much respect you get or don't get is your new, like, if it's if there was no way I could tell your past ever, and then it just came up online, I'm like, oh shit, she had an OnlyFans. Oh, I never even knew about that. You know what I mean? Oh, and she was getting crazy on the OnlyFans. I never knew. I think it would be different. However, if there was some type of hints or something, I would see why it would maybe be a little bit not the same level of respect. Maybe you would get somebody who didn't have that past. I'll land with that.
Respectfully. Cool. Sig's in the building.
Yeah.
Should a woman's past determine
I think
whether
cuz is talking. He's just on mute. Hold on, like cuz.
Oh, my fault.
Yeah, go ahead. I see you
This is
talking.
why I don't be on mute, but then I have personal feelings and stuff that just come out when everybody else is talking. I like to be able to just jump in when I
Fact.
want.
Me too.
But yeah, so I feel like it's almost in the category of like a crackhead uncle, right? You feel what I'm saying? Excuse me, a recovering uncle. You feel me? Because I do have 8 years clean, right? This is what I mean by that. Let's say somebody got 30 years clean, right? You're not going to leave them to house sit while you go to Florida for a week, right? So if a female is a new reformed promiscuous woman, right? I wouldn't jump all the way head out as far as Sam Rothstein give her the keys to security codes. It has to, with your Carfax, you also have to know whether the airbags came out or whatever the case may be. How deep in it was you? Um, like, how long have you been on this self journey, this spiritual journey of yourself? Have you found the things that was improper in the lifestyle that you were living? And you know, it's a conversation that needs to be had before you jump out the window. Um, at certain points within the journey, I am judging her because of her past. You feel me? But as the journey continues and we're watching, you feel me? And I'm watching her and I'm learning her, those barriers will break themselves down. It's like over time, a new person will start to present itself to you. Um, that's and I land with that.
Respectful.
Thanks for letting me share.
Thank you for sharing. Cool. Should a woman's past determine whether she deserves respect as a wife today?
All right, so let's just be. This is how I am. How, you know, my morals and codes and how I live my life. Every human being deserves respect. No if ands or buts. That's just how it goes. But again, you know, um, depending on like what Dur said, depending on the level that you took your occupation, you know, it's like, okay, shit, okay, you know, it's, then the scenario was that she was really outside. You know what I'm saying? Hitting those blocks, hitting those corners and shit. So, you know what I mean? That's whoa. I don't think that's doable. Me personally, I don't think I could do that. But like if you was like an OnlyFans though and just, you know what I'm saying, busted open by yourself, like, you know what I mean, no extra shit, you know what I mean, with time down the line, you know, like Sig said, you know what I mean? You can't just be like, yo, you retired last week and be like, all right, I'm holy now. Nah, you know what I mean? You gotta get some miles behind you. And then, you know what I'm saying, I could probably, you know what I mean, we could talk and see what's going on. But like if you was outside, I don't think I could do that. Because now it's like, did you hit the homies? You hit somebody I know? Well, and you know what I'm saying? It's just too much. It's just too much. My mind is too much. I'm a thinker too. Yeah. And I'm an overthinker as well sometimes. Yeah, it's just too much. I'm not even going to put myself in that scenario. Even, you know what I'm saying? Nah. But, yeah, I'll go with that, though. Like, you just like a light OnlyFans, like, you know what I mean? PG-13 OnlyFans. Like, not the, you know,
I'm about
the
to say,
shit.
what's a light OnlyFans?
Yeah,
The fuck?
like, I'm just like,
It was through Cash
you
Feet,
App.
know,
It wasn't
like,
on.
feet is light.
Either
Yeah,
that or
and that's a
Bigo
light
Live or
only
some shit.
fan.
see, I
Anything
don't,
above
I'll give you,
anything
but
above
like,
the kneecap, you wildin'.
even if it's like, yo, see, I'm gonna be a little bit more receptive. I'm gonna say like, yo, even if you just dolo, I give you dolo, like, you know what I mean? Dolo, cool, but like you on there, that's pretty much Pornhub now. Now we just got, you know what I mean? Yeah, nah, I can't do that. That's what I mean. So you just by yourself,
So if she was
little
on there, let
flick,
me ask.
flick, little flick, flick. You know what I'm saying? Little flick, flick. Yeah,
So if
we
she
cool.
was on there with one of her boyfriends, this is her boy. They was in a relationship, but they made some videos and posted them on OnlyFans. You still feel like that's like Pornhub?
What? Yeah, why you posting them?
I'm just asking. I'm not. I'm just want to make sure. I just want to like it
Yeah,
ain't
yeah. I'm just saying.
not three random dudes. It ain't. It's just one dude she was with. She hit him, and they posted it. She trying to make some money. She know what sells.
Okay.
You know, sex sells.
Okay.
But that's not PG no more. It's over now. So.
That's a conversation.
Yeah, all right.
It's different. That's different. You know what I'm saying? But like randoms, multiple, yeah, nah. That's when, you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, zero tolerance for that.
Just ask Kanye West.
What Kanye do?
He married
Oh,
he married
that
Kim
song? Oh,
Kardashian.
okay. Right. See? Even right.
I'm going to say history isn't always their destiny. If a person isn't allowed to evolve, then growth. Everybody we talking about, yeah, growth, and I'll accept. And it depends on if they are with it. Growth is meaningless. That means nobody grows in your eyes. We're just
That's
talking
right.
bullshit.
That's right.
We're not saying anything, and that's why I'm saying let's
But
not talk each other to fucking death. Let's not give
but
each other the run around. Let's really say what's real.
but be motherfucking careful with how you move out here because some shit you can't come back from. Okay, it's just not. It's just you know what I'm saying.
I
So
agree,
we're gonna take
but
accountability as well though. We can't just be like, oh no, I was young and dumb. Yeah, but you now you got to stand on your blouse and that shit won't come out. That shit is wine. That shit, yeah, nah, can't get that
I
out.
agree.
You gotta live
That's
with
why,
that
and
now.
I go. That goes with what Lashonda said. If you're not ready to be under that scrutiny, then get the fuck away from it. If you're not built for it, don't put it on. It's not for you. This shit, you feel me? This ain't no yellow brick road. You dig? Or that somebody with that lifestyle. You feel me? Coming from that lifestyle, like you feel me? They coming with some shit. Everybody got some baggage, but you feel me? This right here, you may not be built for this. So get the hell away from it. This shit is, shit like that. Any questions for us, ladies?
Or statements. Any questions or statements? Not to,
Yeah, or statements. Thank you. Appreciate that, brother.
I'm glad you asked what was light OnlyFans because that was my next question. That was the question I had.
My bad. I didn't mean to steal your question.
No, that was
Right. I was just like
Coop, I didn't know where you were going with that. It's like
the-
light, like
that's the
because
that's the
Cash App.
hardcore. Like
Yeah.
that's the hardcore. Like
She only had she only used her cell phone. She didn't have a camera set up.
have a ring
one
light
participant.
and
Right. Selfie stick. Yeah, selfie stick. Like, right. Not even a tripod. Nah, just selfie stick.
Selfies.
Let me get a couple cash and some bucks. All right.
It's not even really good angle wise. She ain't even that's why she had to give it up. She wasn't even that good.
She didn't have a lot of subscribers.
That's even better, right? Now we in the building. Now we talking. Niggas ain't subscribe like that. Okay, come on.
Oh,
I can't get this ring then. Hold on.
So I you guys are funny. I do have a question though. Because I think Coop just mentioned it. So would you be able to wife or seriously date someone who had been with your friends like that?
Yeah, real player don't care. It don't matter.
Why doesn't it matter?
Why? Because I'm a man and you're a woman. You would never understand.
And I would love to explain it to you, but there's not enough words to even get you know
Okay.
what I mean?
I'm gonna challenge that question because earlier it was either Coop or Siggy, and I'm sorry, what is your name, Sash twin?
Dirty's 1.5. You can call me Dirt though.
Okay. One of y'all mentioned because I wrote this down.
Damn.
Listen, right now I'm working on my master's, so like I take notes on everything.
You take notes on every motherfucker thing.
Yeah.
She got notes on everybody.
But one of y'all mentioned what was it? Basically, like your friends' opinions on a woman, right? And so the question that I had actually wrote down was, why do men care about who you're being with? Like, oh well, you can't turn a hoe into a housewife because she done mess with all these men. But it's like you're with that person now. So what does everybody else matter? Because I think the concept that I was kind of getting was like men want, and Dirt, you proved this wrong, where it's like, I don't want a woman that's never been with anybody and I got to teach her something. But a lot of men want that, oh well, I want her, she can't have more than 3 or 5 bodies or whatever the case may be. But it's like, for what? When you got 20 bodies, what does it matter if somebody else has all these bodies? You know what I mean?
Well,
that was like, why is it? I think, my opinion, men do a lot of things for the approval of other men. And maybe approval is a strong word. But it's like, you're saying, yeah, because I'm a man. Okay. Is that a
No,
concept for
not
just
so much
No,
approval. I would say
right.
dominant
I
control.
would say, yeah, and let me just add this, just so in this scenario I read, right? It's like a master lock, right? So if you have a master lock and 20 people have a key to that master lock, is it still a master lock?
Is that? Are
But
you asking me that?
right,
Yes, it's still a master lock because
right.
you just
But
said
if
it
you
was a
have a
master lock.
master lock and only one person have the key to that master lock, how more valuable is that lock than the other lock?
That's two totally different concepts. You're asking if it's a master lock. Now you're asking the value of it.
I think
So
that's what he meant. The first question. I
The
get
same,
you.
yeah,
Is the question is the value. How value is it? How much value is it having
right.
a key, a lock
So if
that has
20
20
people
keys?
have the key
The
to
key.
that master
What's the
lock,
value of that lock?
that master lock no longer turns into a master lock. That's kind of like a little combination, a little key lock now. Because everybody got it, everybody turned it, everybody got a key access to it. But if you have one person with that one key and have the only access to that master lock, then that master lock becomes very, very much valuable than anything else. So that's pretty much the scenario with women, and why, again, young ladies, who's the viewers out there, is really important for you to watch what you do with yourself. And
I don't think it's just women, because if I have the master lock and 20 keys and all this, the value of a man definitely doesn't increase. So
Well,
if you're comparing a sexual aspect of a woman to her value, that's completely absurd.
It's not
unfortunately,
absurd, but that's what
It's not
unfortunately,
you
absurd.
have to
hold on,
understand
Cuzzo,
that the value
hold
to
on,
a man.
hold on, Meg.
Okay.
Unfortunately, just it's a double standard, and
Mm-hmm.
this is how it goes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There's no talking around this. There's no scratching your head. There's no logic for you
Scratching
to.
head right now.
Right, I know. Again, I already know what's coming. That's why I said it. all right. It's just one of the double standards that you guys just have to deal with, and that's just how it goes on in this scenario.
Yeah.
In this scenario,
Yeah.
Can I add one? Let me add
This
another thing to
situation,
that.
and that when the female and male, yeah.
Let me say one thing. What I was talking about is an illusion that I feel like most other men do have of a woman and their ability to learn sex, or how they learn how to have sex, or how people, like, for somebody to be good at sex. To me, like I said, some of it is magical, some of it is spiritual, some of it is a connection, yada yada. But I don't think people know how to give oral from just doing it one time. I think they learn from practice. Like I said, I don't think Michael Jordan, one of the greatest dunkers ever, just dunked the first time he jumped up there from the free throw line. That takes practice. So anything you're good at, you probably had to practice at it. That's the reality that we have to kind of face. However, I think the real central belief or issue that men have with women who have been promiscuous, me, and this is my personal opinion, and it might not be fact, it might not be 2 + 2 is 4. However, I think is the same, is similar to what women have, of a fear that from that promiscuity is our ability to go back towards it. That I might not be satisfying enough because she done been ran through. She didn't had all this shit happen to her, that now what I have is not going to be adequate as a solution to her. And I don't want to have that come up. I don't want to have to compare with all of the people who ever performed oral on her. I don't want to compare with all of these back shots she's ever like. I don't no longer want to hear it, but I remember when I was younger.
She was freaking the streets, and now she's, you feel me, clean, just missionary.
Yeah, I don't want to
You don't
hear it
think
no more.
missionary? She gets missionary. Missionary ain't gonna just suffice.
But I remember having a value in a woman telling me I was the best they ever had. I remember hearing that, and it being a low number, and that feeling great to hear that. Oh, you only been with 4 people, and I'm the best out the 4. Woo, you know what I mean? But if she's telling me she's been with 20 people and I'm the best out the 20, it seems a little bit less believable. Like, damn, what happened? You fucked 20 niggas, and I'm the best of the 20. And even then, like I said, I still kind of don't believe it, and that's why I don't care about hearing no more. But when you're younger, I think there's some value in that. I think also LaShonda talked about it too. The older a person is, obviously that number possibly would go up because, like I was talking about the definition of being a whore or a hoe, whatever we're talking about, promiscuity, we talk about that. I feel like there's a lot that's said because some women are promiscuous or not as active promiscuously as having sex with multiple people, but probably would have if they was given the opportunity more times. You know what I mean? Like they only fuck with the niggas who hollered at them. They didn't fuck every nigga they seen in the world. But they wasn't making it hard to get nothing. They was making it easy for those dudes. So it's like it's a really funny standard that we have for each other or don't have for each other. However, those are the things that we use as a safety net, as a guard out of fear of being hurt. Because, now I got to compare with every guy, I'm sure, like, damn, my shit is only so big. I'm sure she had a nigga with a 14-inch. Now, you know what I mean? Because she done been with 20 niggas. One of them niggas had to have a 14-inch. So I don't, I can't compare to that. What the fuck am I going to do? So it's just this fear that comes inside of you to make you go, well, I hope she's been with less people because then it's easier for me. And now I want to say one thing too. I also think that when somebody slept with a lot of people, as far as, and I guess it happens like with women too. I get they probably feel the same way, but a man feels like, what makes me special? Like that's something I want to hear. Like I want to feel like that I was funny enough, that I was cute enough, that my everything was, that I was special. That's why I got some. When a woman has slept with a bunch of men, it's like, what was making those people you slept with so special? Or you just sleep with anybody? And if you just sleep with anybody, like I said before, kind of fake, not to sound redundant, now it also makes me feel like you would sleep with anybody again because you don't have a standard. What made me stand out in the first place to even get it? It was nothing, because anybody could have got it. So I think that's my thoughts on it, and I'll land with that.
You know what? I totally agree with you. It's a double standard. There's a double standard. It's not fair. If you're looking for fair, you're looking in the wrong place. As human beings, we don't evolve that quickly. As human nature, human beings do not evolve that quickly. So you've got grandparents, great grandparents have said the same thing as far as how men are and how women are. And I think younger generations want to come across like, oh, we're all brand new and we do things so differently. But the reality of it is this is an old conversation. And what we're saying tonight has been said for ages, has been really said for ages. We have not changed the basic dynamic of relationships. We really haven't. Men want to feel like the woman is the prize. And a prize means that everybody in the world and everybody in the community hasn't had her. And that she chose me to give this very special gift to because she saw something special in me. She really sees me. She really gets me. And the woman is like, I've been chosen by this man to be the protector. He's going to care for me. Traditional kind of dynamics. We can name it all these new fun terms or whatever we want to name it. But the reality at its core, what we're hearing tonight is the fact that things are kind of still the same. Men don't really want their woman to kind of be a hoe and to be, they don't want to be a retired porn star as their wife. Like that's not who they're looking for. They wouldn't feel like that's a big deal. Women, we make a lot of concessions. I'm not even gonna lie. We make a lot of concessions as to the people we choose and who we're around. Like women will date players and they'll be their badge is like, oh, I reformed them. Now they're mine and they're not somebody else's. It's a different way that society views it. And even if you think about it, how men talk about being a player, right? They'll say that out loud with a badge of honor. Women don't tend to go around and talk about, oh, I slept with 50 people and post that on social media every week. Like
They do now.
that's not something they do,
They do
because our
now.
society hasn't changed that
But that-
much. especially if that woman wants to be a wife one day. She doesn't do those kind of things. She might have done it young as a prank and stuff, and now she's gonna probably the scenario regret it later on. And I think that's the sad part about it. We may want it to be different, but the reality of it is we are a part of what our environment is, right? Because your father taught you, your uncle, whoever that was, it might not be biological, it might be somebody just around your community who's an uncle, whatever the case is, but you learned from that old way. And unfortunately, we just haven't evolved that much from it. Sad, good, or indifferent. Everybody, when you give a title, people want to feel that title has value and is special. I'll land with that.
Respectfully.
Do you have another question, Nooch? Are we on to the next topic?
Oh no. Okay. Open floor. Anybody got any questions for comments for each other?
More facts.
So, men, what makes a man valuable?
What makes a man valuable?
Yeah, what makes a man valuable? Any man can answer this question.
I would say the fact that
what are some adjectives or things that make a man have value?
Value.
From a man's perspective, of course, but then from a woman's perspective.
From a man's perspective.
I would say status,
his
recognition,
wealth,
finances, his ability to provide, strength, and confidence.
physique, networking. Yeah, he covered it.
And what was your question again? Say the question again. So,
what makes a man have value? What makes a man valuable?
His work ethic.
Just valuable. Period. Valuable to a woman, or just valuable
value as a man.
All right, gotcha.
I'm sorry. What did you say? I didn't hear that.
I said pretty much his work ethic, his mindset to be able to do and be all those things that Cuzzo Sig just said. Answer that second question.
Sash Twin, you have anything? That's my nickname.
I think that thank you, cuz. I think that if for me, I only know what makes me valuable. Or what makes my assumptions of my value to a woman. I don't know what I mean. I think I think that like the same way if I say for who has a dog barking, you? I've seen people put in a damn dating profile, much like dogs. You know what I mean? So I think that it's very subjectable, but I think obviously, to me, if I thought of my own value, I would think my happiness, my ability to not curse you out every fucking day. You know what I mean? Or call you names all the time. Those is my values, I think, opposed to, I think I know they valuable things too, but that's what I'm saying is like, I think that you have 3 women up here right now, and I know one is married, but I don't know what makes her husband valuable to her. You know what I mean? I think LaShonda is, I believe so.
LaShonda, you're married?
Yeah, so I don't know what will make her husband valuable to her, but I think that value is a very, very personal thing, because what could be least, I remember one time, all right, I remember I had fucked this girl and she was a squirter. And it was new to me. It was new. I had just I was so hyped about it. Like, oh my God, this is the first girl that could do this. And I love the feeling of accomplishment, because I'm feeling like, I grew up in an era where we always heard girls wasn't getting to come. They had to fake coming. I'm like, she's not faking squirting. Is she pissing on me? This is real. This is real. This is really. So I know I made her come. I knew it. I'm happy and all of that. And I remember I told Mega about it. I told Nooch about it. I was like, yo, Nooch, I got this girl that's a squirter. Maybe it was him or it was another guy I had told about it. And they was like, that is so messy and nasty. They just wasn't into it. So where I see value, it was him. I thought it was you. But what I see value in her squirting, and I know we talk about men value and not women, but I'm just saying, it's a similar thing where what could seem valuable to one person could be devalued to another person. I know what makes me valuable. Like I said, I'm funny. I'm a comedian. I'm comical. I love to have a good time. I'm adventurous. You know what I mean? I like to do different things, and I have different interests that I like to include people in. So I feel like that would be my value. But again, I just got a dog. I didn't like a dog forever. So if you would say a person must love dogs to be valuable, I wouldn't have had no value at that point. So that is my best way to explain value or lack of value. And I also would love to hear what is valuable to women. What is, because I think that it is like my version of what makes me valuable. It could be worthless to you. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, I don't gamble. So I think I'm valuable because I don't gamble. I don't be on the gambling side. Nigga, I like niggas who bet. Let's get a parlay. You know what I mean? So I don't know. So I would love to hear that other thing, and I'll land with that.
That's my next question for women.
And
Johnny, you're married.
There we go. Sorry, I'm muted. Yeah, I am married, but let me clear this up. I'm not married to a man. I'm married to a woman.
Okay.
But I've dated men in
Awkward.
my life for sure, and
Awkward.
I have brothers and sons. So.
My bad.
No, it's okay. I never talked about it, so that's fine. You would know.
Yeah, how would I know? My bad. I should have made
Right,
an
no.
assumption. I should have made it.
Trust me, I don't take all that mess personal. That's ridiculous.
Happy Pride Month.
Oh. Thank you. Yeah.
All right,
So yeah, I'm not the traditional all the alphabet and all that other stuff. I don't do all that. But go ahead.
that's fine.
Okay.
So Venus, LaShonda, what are your perceptions of what make a man value? What make a man valuable, or make a man of value?
Yeah, I think for me, what makes him valuable is how well he knows himself.
Self-awareness.
Yes.
Okay.
Right. At this age, that's huge for me. Self-awareness, being a provider. I will say I'm very kind of traditional in the sense that I am. So I would definitely look for someone who is a provider, who is strong, definitely has to have self-awareness, definitely has to know what their boundaries are, what they will put up with, what they won't put up with. And has a sense of what makes them happy. That's a big one for me. I've had men around me all my life who have been sad, who've been depressed, who've just kind of gone to work, because I'm older. So I've had the generation around me who just all they do is go to work and that's all they're supposed to do. They're going to provide and that's it. They don't really look for something fun to do. They don't look for joy. They don't look for any of those kind of things. So nowadays that would be a big deal, that you are looking for something that you feel makes you happy, brings you joy, makes you feel good. That your purpose isn't just work. I feel like having purposeful work is hugely important. Like clocking in every day just because you feel like you have to, you'd be miserable. And I wouldn't want anybody in my life like that. You have to have something of value. I see that in some of my brothers. I tell my boys that's not what I want for you. I want you to feel like my life had meaning, my life had value. So to me, a man who knows those kind of things, that's what I find mostly valuable, because it's more of an evolved man than the men like I kind of grew up with. So that would mean something for me. I'll land with that.
Are you meaning discernment or joy or both?
Both. Oh yeah, you have to have discernment in multitude of areas. And I definitely want you to know like what brings you joy. If you like to travel, if you like to barbecue, if you like to go fishing, you like to go camping. Like I want to know those things. That's highly important for me. That you know those things. Like if I ask you, what do you like to do? I don't know. Oh, that's no. Absolutely not. You probably wouldn't even be my friend, really. On that one, if you really don't know those things.
Oh, to answer your question, I think I came up with my mind was progenitor and family.
Okay.
I would say protection, but protection is like you said, that's a verb. That's not something what makes him valuable. It's not something intrinsically that's not external. You dig? Something that would make him valuable is something that the world can't really see. The world has no contact to. You feel me?
Venus, did you want to weigh in?
I'm listening, and um, when I think of a man of value, I think, of course, there's a generic provider and protector that is considered a characteristic of a man of great value. I have to agree with Brother De La Nouche that value is something that's not just based on superficial attributes, but some things of what cannot be seen that are more intrinsic or even natural. And that's some of the things that I'm listening to. I think there's so many things that have changed the standards of values in our current environment that we're living in. I wish I could remember verbatim a post, and I wish I could find that post. It was like it was a woman speaking, and I'm not sure what her background was, because I went to try to find the post again and I couldn't find it. But the gist of what she was saying was just how the standards have shifted so drastically, based on influence. And there used to be standards, because I think still what women and men want, they still kind of want some of the similar things that our grandparents and great grandparents had, which are very primitive and basic, and how we value each other in a relationship. And if we go back 100 or 150 years ago, we didn't have all of the psychological influences and social influences that we have now. So the standard and the value of a man would be really very primitive in a lot of ways as a protector and provider. Then you get into his characteristics, which would be, the attributes of who he is as a person. For me personally, I like what Sister LaShonda said about desiring a man who is self-aware. For me, that is very, 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 very important. But also someone who has some type of spiritual, um, and I'm not talking religion. Religion is like an X. That's a red flag for me. But I'm talking about someone who has some type of spirituality. In other words, they know who they are and how they are connected to divine source energy and how they dignify that in their own way. Um, with that comes discernment, which is very important. And I have to co-sign with Sister LaShonda again. And I think maturity and being rooted is something also that's very attractive and valuable in a man. It also sometimes comes with his opportunity, if he had that, to ground and root himself in the men of previous generations, which I know is lacking today, largely due to the trend of single parenting, which I pray is a trend that will shift, so that we can get more grounded young men and young women for the next generation to come. But I do find value in a man who is a protector, is a provider, and who has some spiritual self-awareness and discernment, as well as someone who loves to have fun. I love a sense of humor. I really, 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 really do. I don't want to be with anyone that's boring. And I have other things that I think are important: his health, responsibility, how good at you at managing your life and managing your finances and things of that nature. So that's a character thing. So the depth of his character, and how responsible he is and how he takes an initiative on things would also be something I would find quite valuable. And I land with that. I don't want to go on and on and on. I land with that.
I appreciate that. Thank you, LaShonda and Venus. The purpose of me asking that question is because it all of those characteristics sound like a man who's self-aware, right? And I don't think that in a sense of generation, Lashana, you talked about like, the double standard. I think men who have self-awareness, who have discernment, who have joy, who have wealth, they are also very particular in who they are doing or having sex with, just plainly put. And so it's not like, oh, well, there's no value of a woman because she's had all these things. She could be a doctor, she could be a lawyer, she could be a nurse, she could, and still have value. So I don't want it to be solely based on sexual partners because I don't think that's what makes a woman valuable nor a man valuable. And that wasn't listed. And that's why I always like to ask men's opinions because I get, I understand the idea of nobody wants somebody ran through, but what does it matter if they're still showing joy, if they still have discernment, if they're still self-aware, if they still are taking care of their responsibilities and they're protective provider, men or women. So it's like, or nurturer, speaking specifically on women. So I think it's unfair to just judge a woman just because she's maybe had 10 compared to somebody who's had 40 and they're both in the same career or role or something like that. I get it. Trust me, I get the double standard. I don't disagree with it in any way, shape, or form, but I don't think it holds value to who someone is. And I'll end with that.
We didn't act. Somebody said something.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
That is correct to a degree, But if we're being honest, and me, I keep it real. That doesn't take away from the person's
Mute up if you're not talking,
character.
please.
That doesn't take from the person's who the person is. That doesn't take away from none of those things that you mentioned. That is correct. But what that do take away, and also we get to have that history. It's just something that you can't, it doesn't make her more or less or more, but it does kind of tarnish. And we're looking at it in that aspect.
I don't disagree with you. I get the word tarnish. It might tarnish her reputation, but does it, like you said, does it take away her value? And that's what I solely, focus on. But I do agree, like, yeah, you out here wilding from 20 to 30, you done racked up about 20 or 30, like, yeah, people are gonna look at you different, like, but
Correct.
if you're still out here being successful and you're still out here being able to navigate through your past, what does it matter?
It does matter. It does. And as a woman, no disrespect to any woman, I think responsibility trumps everything. If you're going to be a promiscuous woman, be responsible. If you're going to be a saint, be responsible. Some women who are promiscuous are not necessarily responsible with their bodies. Some women who deem themselves saints are not necessarily always emotionally responsible. And so either end of this spectrum is extreme and not healthy in certain instances in either end. But when it comes to a woman who has allowed herself to, I remember my mother telling me when I was young, don't spread yourself. She used to say that. And, I was like, okay, mom, and I didn't understand it. It was like, okay, my mother said it. She's my mother. So she must be saying something that I'm supposed to know. But as I grew older and I had my own experiences, I began to recognize in things for myself. And so what women are ignorant to, and I think this is a very unfortunate dynamic between men and women, is that society dictates to women what a man is, but women don't listen to men about what a man is. And That's a very unfortunate thing. And I think that's what's causing a lot of the conflict between men and women, because some women's liberation or feminist type thing has said this, and this, and this, and you're not aligning with that. So you're not this kind of man, and you're wrong if, but a man is just saying, I'm just a man, and no matter what zoo you put a tiger in, that tiger is still going to roar because it's a tiger. And I think no matter how much society shifts all these different standards, which are really psychological, men are still have testosterone. They're still going to be men. And it does change the standard of a woman for a man. It changes her value. And because why a man values a woman is not what women have been told. But from Cosmopolitan, Sex and the City, Essence Magazine, and Oprah Winfrey, from my time, my era, nowadays you have social media and rap music and WAP and Cardi B and the other Megan Thee Stallion, and they're dictating
Basketball
these
wives,
things.
love and hip hop.
Yeah, but you have Real Housewives, and you have all these things, and they're basically displacing a primitive truth. And meanwhile, back at the ranch, men are just saying, this is what I want. And I wish I could change it, but it's in my nature. And so if you have fault with the man's nature, take it up with the creator, because the creator designed us. And we can become psychological creatures, which each generation we do, we become more psychological creatures, which is ego, more than the previous generation is, because our grandmothers and great grandparents didn't have television. They didn't have all this stuff infiltrating their consciousness. So your subconscious, as many of us know, is the ruler. But now if your subconscious is infiltrated with all these things, that's what's really running the show. So what's really organic and natural, it gets lost in a whole bunch of stuff. And and even men, because testosterone is such a powerful hormone, they're still relatively primitive and simple, because testosterone is testosterone. It's always going to be testosterone. And it and it makes it. I've even heard an interview with a young lady who was transgender. She was being transitioning from a woman into a man, and she was saying all these years that when she was a lesbian, she was so critical of men, and be bashing them for all these different characteristics. Now that she was actually taking artificial testosterone, now she was taking on those attributes that she criticized men for all those years for, not realizing it was just testosterone. So I say that because the value, there is a certain level of value that men have about a woman who has not been with a lot of men, and because men are territorial,
I disagree
you
totally.
know they are territorial. And so, um,
Men are
when
territorial or animals are territorial?
that's the
Right,
Men are
primitive,
right.
we
territorial.
Yeah.
as humans, we are animals. We may deny that our bodies are animals,
I
and
want to
we
say hi to everybody. I know I'm late to the
Mookie
family.
Mookie, what up?
good
Welcome.
evening, good evening.
Good evening, family. I was listening when I came in. Coop was just leaving out, and Queen said, she disagreed, and I was listening. If I'm not on the right track, somebody could tell me, but me picking it up from just me responding from what Queen said, I totally disagree with almost everything she said. First, I want to say what women. First, when you talk about grandparents and great grandparents, I grew up with mine. So I know that some of the things that you're saying that was generations is absolutely not true. In fact, with the Cardi B, like my mother used to tell me, if you knock down every wall, every woman is going through the same thing. It's no judgment to the Cardi B. It's just that now she has the platform to say the things that women are afraid to say because they are raised to think like you. And then there's the mis perception that men don't like hoes. Men will tell you they don't like somebody and they straight gonna deal with that girl who's nasty in the bedroom. When it start comes, they don't want to talk about it though. They don't want to say it though. So y'all too busy trying to be classy when they like that nasty hoe. They like her class, but they like the way she treating them. Women have a problem with trying to be what they think, what Oprah told y'all that men like. How the hell I'm gonna ask somebody, you know, who don't have kids how to raise kids? It don't work like that. Same way I can't ask a man what a woman is supposed to do. That's insane. What it is this. Everybody, that times has changed. You got a sex appeal. It's about who you want. How y'all know if I don't like a pimp? Why? Because y'all say I'm not supposed to like a pimp or vice versa? You cannot tell. Love is definitely something that's customary. And I could tell you something. Don't think, and I'm not telling women, don't think I'm sitting here telling my daughter to be a hoe. Nah. But I'm going to let you know that don't think just because you ain't fucking, your man ain't going to leave you for shorty at the Piggly Wiggly who giving him sloppy toppy. He out. Okay? So I'm not telling you don't fix your crown, but let's not look at these other women that have the courage to say the things that some want to say. I also want to say that I don't really like when we use the word like you know what I'm saying, like hoe into a housewife and all this type of shit. Like my husband used to be a hoe. That's why he fucking me the way I like to, and we good because he been there, done that. He know what not to do, and we're good. I don't have to move like him. I'm a woman. But as far as my husband, oh, I love the fact that he been there, done that. He know how to treat me. He know what to do. I ain't gotta ask for nothing. We good. Okay. So and women too. So ladies, don't start looking at women because the way they look, because they probably got more degrees than you. They probably like let's not get wrapped up in this image thing. Let's not get wrapped up in not let's not act like the government don't control what we think look good. Like, and so men are so busy trying to follow when they don't even like the bitches with the BBLs no more.
Hold
I'm
on, you're a little
telling y'all
muffled.
bitches in
You
y'all
muffled.
DMs.
You covering your speaker.
Oh, they don't even like the women with the BBLs no more. Following all that, they like shorty with the big bag who cooking pork chops and all that. And sis who over there acting like she don't want to do it, he gonna have her as a poster wife. Fine, because that's what society says you supposed to have on your arm. But nah, it's customary. Find who you like. It's whatever you like. I'm not here to judge nobody. There was a time where I was looking for a nigga with money. There was a time where I didn't care what he had. It's my time and where you meet me at. You know what I'm saying? So I really I'm not into labels, titles, telling somebody who and what, and I'm just not in. That's very judgmental. And for you judge, you will be judged. Ain't nobody perfect. You going to hell whether you steal a gun or a piece of gum or you some, bro. It's the same thing. You could get HIV from sleeping with one person who been faithful to you than sleeping with a million people and you protecting yourself. So how we counting bodies for real? Cause people don't even be honest about all the body counts anyway. So wipe that up. We lie, women. Stop fronting, bro. We be lying. Okay? We be lying for the appeal for these dudes who really don't care about all of that. And if he do, he's very insecure. So, yeah.
I just
Respectfully,
want to.
thank you,
I just
Mookie.
want to say. I just
Go
want to
ahead.
say. Me and Mook is from the same neighborhood. It's funny that we said some of. It's funny we said some of the same shit. It's
No,
so self.
that's facts. Like I agree. What I don't agree with is the whole like the testosterone and territory. Like we're not animals. We are human beings. I mean, if I was animal, I would not be paying no
Absolutely not.
taxes.
Mm-hmm.
Women also have testosterone, just as
Word, we
and
horny.
men also have hormones of estrogen. So it's like it's the territory. Like that's not something I'm for, just because it doesn't make sense. Like, what are you territorial over? And in what sense are you being territorial? Because are you do you own that person? Do you, where do we draw the line? Because I definitely don't agree with the.
Can I say something about
Absolutely.
that?
Go ahead.
My apologies.
No,
We are, as people, we are naturally territorial. That's why you have gangs in neighborhoods and stuff like that. That's why you
that's
have
not the
that.
definition of
Wait.
territorial.
They believe it or not,
Or tribal.
it's gang. But gangs represent a territory. It's not just
Gangs
a
are
tribe.
man-made. Like
No, but all right, and that's what. No, I'm not. No, but it's the same thing of me representing a block or a territory or an area. If I'm willing to die for this block, I want to own this block that I don't even own the block. I don't even own this corner, but I want to own this corner. You think I don't want to own the person I'm sleeping with? If I want to own a corner that's an inanimate object, you think I don't want to own a person?
Yeah, but you want to willingly own the person. You want that person to willingly want to submit to you.
I'm not a kid. I got a criminal record. None of it's kidnapping. Yes, you are correct.
Okay, let me ask this. What do you mean you want to own the person with? Like you want ownership is taking something and you're giving an exchange of something. What do you mean when you say that?
What do I say when I want to own something?
Yeah.
Or a person?
How are you going to own a human being?
You can get my name tatted.
Please.
I think he playing. I think he playing fiddle. Y'all playing fiddle with the word own, but he right though. Look, a lion is gonna protect his, yo. We using the word own. All right, fine. Let's forget that. Let's say rent. All right, he want to rent her. You know what I'm saying? He want her to belong to him until he eventually own her.
You know what that is? That's marriage.
That's marriage. My husband, bro, I can't stand this nigga, yo. I can't leave because I don't want to because I love him so bad. He owned me, bro. He owned my heart. He got it. I said I do. He got it. So we could play these words. I'm not ashamed to use certain words when it comes to my king. He own it. I'm submissive. He runs shit. But that don't mean I'm less than. He is above me. That is my husband. Top. But I'm cool with being second fiddle to the king. And if you never gonna understand that dynamic until you with somebody who make you feel that way. Ain't like I'm not kinging everybody, calling them that shit just because it's a word. Nah, you could do that. Own that. Claim that. And that's the problem. Men don't take possession proudly of what.
She cut out.
Did she cut? Okay.
You breaking up.
I know you. I know. I'm giving you a hard time. Like you can't own.
Nah, you good.
But I get what you're saying. I want someone to be crazy obsessive about me. Let me
ask you a question. Like this is. I know it might be personal. You can say hypothetically, but we know how much a person love hearing this pussy is yours. We know how that turns somebody on. Like this is your. So it's even that is based on the idea of me owning this person now. When you're even if it's a part of the person. So yeah, that and if I own that person and they telling me they belong to me, yeah, that's something that turns a person on. Why
But Mo, on some G shit though, you can't be telling nobody you own them. I'm gonna be like, what, husband? Like we talking in a conversation and we using words so we could actually build, but you can't use the word own though.
Yeah, I
know. We're 400 years forward. You better take us good 800 years back.
Wait. Let me say one thing. That depends on what they kink is, because you don't.
Hey, that's true. Somebody might want to be owned for real. Like they got papers.
Nah. It's like it's listen, and that's what I mean when I say when you use that word hoe into a housewife, because some girls just want to fuck. That's between her and God. That's not my business. Or whoever. God say two things. I'm very on. I say the name God because I own that. So whoever's offended, that's on them. But no disrespect to who you believe in. But I'm saying the two things he say is love thy.
Yeah.
You
He
breaking
wants
up,
to
Mo.
say something and it breaks up at the worst
My
time.
grandma would say that's the devil because she talk about God right now. So my grandma would say the devil's messing with her internet. That's what my grandma would say.
You back, you back, you breaking up. Look, I don't even think I'm gonna say it before we get to the next, or if she come back, we can hear her. We didn't even get to the female question. The
Oh man,
female question.
I just got here. Let me get my cup water ready. Fuck.
Man, I got you. I
I'll be
got you.
back.
Let me tap you in.
I'll be back.
I'm
So
gonna read.
no,
I'm
no,
gonna read
no.
the
I'm a mute
scenario
it.
for
My bad.
you.
I'm a mute. Let me go get my cup
I
water.
got you. I'm gonna read the scenario for you, and then I'm gonna go to the female question. Scenario is: a woman once made money through escorting, leaves that life behind. She gets married, raises her children, and becomes deeply involved in her community. Years later, her past resurfaces online. Question for the ladies is: if society says people can change, why are some women permanently judged by their sexual history? Ladies, go.
I think, didn't we just kind of cover that a little bit?
Yeah, I don't know. That's why I was trying to hurry up and get the
I'm
question
sorry.
in.
I'm sorry. I didn't hear the last end.
But
I didn't hear. I'm sorry, guys. The last thing I heard was when you said he turned in a hoe into a house. She was a escort, and then she got married. Then I couldn't really hear you. I'm sorry.
I got you. I'll read it over. A woman who once made money through escorting leaves that life behind. She gets married, she raises her children, and becomes deeply involved in her community years later. Her past resurfaces online. You heard that?
Yes.
Question is: if society says people can change, why are some women permanently judged by their sexual history?
I think it goes back to the question you just had about value. I do, and that's really a question for the men, isn't it?
Yeah, that question was for the men. When we come back after the commercial, I want the women to answer that question.
I got. I have. My answer is. See, we hypothetically put in the question, right? So I'm gonna speak personally, right? My pastor used to be a crackhead that I knew. I believe her. I walked with her, been beside her, seen her. So what other person am I not going to believe that God is real if I ain't see them drag somebody out of hell? So for me, right? Yeah, I'ma believe her. And who else could tell me about drugs except for a crackhead? Hell yeah, I believe you, sis. I'm behind you. But the reason why, right, we do that is because women have been too much confined with our determining our values by what some sorry ass nigga said. You can't tell me, like I said, value is value. That's like $1 here is mad bread in Mexico. So what you gonna tell me? What? Cause I got $1 here? Nah, I'm gonna go to Mexico. This gonna flip. So value, that word is to each his own. What you think somebody else value is. But me, I'm gonna think highly of the person who show me something. I don't want to get personal business, but when people go through shit, cause I was about to put you in it. But I'm a believer when I see people do stuff that I seen them be one way and switch up. I kind of believe it. You know what I'm saying? Not switch up, but when I see the transition.
You could go, cuz it's all right. It's all good. I don't have nothing to hide.
My cousin is in recovery. I know him for real. This ain't made up. This is my god brother. My mother and his mother was best friends since 1 8 digit numbers. I see the difference in him. So guess who I'ma choose to be the teacher to teach the kids about alcoholism?
I was a pothead, but yeah, I feel you.
Nigga, all of it. Whatever,
Yeah,
all of it. Drug
I did
abuse,
drink.
abuse, period.
Yeah, I was a pothead really bad.
It
I
doesn't
was
matter.
5 years clean. 5 years clean.
It doesn't matter.
Nah,
Congratulations.
I respect. Yeah, I'm happy. I get what she's saying though, respectfully. Thank you so much, though. Bless. Thank
Anybody
you.
else want to
That's
jump out the
not.
window, ladies? If society says people can change, why are some women permanently judged by their history?
But she was right when she said, well, no, because women do judge women. So I can't say that is a man's question because we are our worst enemy to each other. So this is definitely something for each other because we calling each other hoes and saying they not valuable because they had sex with more than one man. We spreading that. We spreading that to our daughters. We spreading that to everybody. Look, somebody used to tell me I got two baby fathers. I'm gonna tell y'all right now. I got two baby fathers. I got a first baby father from my high school, like my childhood high school sweetheart. Then I got married, and then I had two more children. Right? I used to be under the mentality like I gotta have the same baby father. I'd have had one nigga not taking care of nobody. Okay? I'd have had one nigga not taking care of everybody. If I'd have had that mentality of what society say somebody's supposed to look like. Nah, I got about that. I got about that, moved around that, got something better, and now it's healthier. So we judge each other too. Women don't like I said, we're not as boisterous as men because we were taught to behave like ladies and not say certain things. So women don't even be like, yo, we want to fuck too. I'm horny too. Women don't say that. That girl who doing that, we don't slap her high five because she got the courage to stand there in her truth after her uncle been raping her all her life. I don't know
I
what
mean, that's
nobody
vice
going
versa
through.
on the men's side too, because there's a lot of stuff that we don't, celebrate that we should be, versus, the addiction, certain things that we shouldn't celebrate and we do. So it's on both sides. It's not just on the female side. Any questions for each other, or comments?
I just want to say that I, mm, I think there's some things lost, and I think we've gotten okay with certain things, and especially Black people. I think we've really gotten to Americanized to some degree, and following suit with what culture says. We're tribal people, and there's lots of people beyond Black people that are tribal, but we are definitely tribal people. And the
Mhm.
fact that we now tout things like, oh, we can't get along, we can't do this, you're touting something somebody told you. You're now touting your truth and your history and what runs through your blood. Because what runs through your blood is tribal. What runs through your real blood is community, and that women absolutely can thrive together. Yes, we have been told by our culture, by every music, by every song that we don't get along, we're catty, we're whatever, but that's not grown ass women. Let me be,
Mhm.
because you can be of woman age and still not be a woman, an act of that maturity. You don't have emotional intelligence. You don't have a sense of your true self, because when you really know who you are, there's no reason for me to talk about anybody else. There's no reason for me to judge anybody else, because really I don't have time. I'm focused in on me and what works for me and in my house. And I think a lot of times when we talk about people, we talk about the most dysfunctional or our weakest link, or those women who are out there or men who are out there suffering, and we use them as examples and we say that's our culture, and that's not our culture. That's not our way. Our way is to be communal. Our way is to support each other and to lift each other up. So I really think that, I don't know how other people grew up, but I grew up with a group of women. And I've had most of, the people in my family have been women because the men have died off early on for a multitude of reasons. And I know with my friend group, we do talk about sex, and we do talk about, yes, I'm horny. And we do talk about, oh, I want to get some. I remember even making a pact when I was in high school, and we were like, okay, who are the guys on the list that we want to have sex with? Granted, low self esteem, not a good idea, but yes, it was something I did when I was younger. So it is something that we talked about. I think it depends on who you're hanging out with and what your group is, because everybody in this world does not operate the same. And so I think we have to start talking from, a perspective that all Black people don't act like this and all Black people don't do this. We have multitude of tribes, but we are used to being tribal and we are used to talking about a multitude of things. And I think the wiser we get and the more emotional intelligence we have, the less that we judge other people, the less that we talk about that kind of stuff, and we do value ourselves. And I do think that people will go from being really promiscuous because you have low self-esteem, because you're giving something away to everybody, because that's energetically, it's just, it feels awful. Energetically, that just feels awful. From a spiritual perspective, giving that away to everybody and anybody is just horribly. It leaves a big stain on a woman. And I'm not talking about what society says, but I'm talking about how she feels about herself and what she looks at later on. I've worked with too many women out there and too many people who talk this story. I've worked with prostitutes. I've worked with other people. It's just it hurts them. So I think we have to look at that. Yeah, these women doing those things, it's different than if you've worked the street and you've done that walk and you've done that as your job a day to day and you're a prostitute out there on the street versus a woman who has low self-esteem and she's just giving it away because she doesn't feel like she has value. Both of them are coming at it from different perspectives, but it really comes to a core of how they value themselves. And we have to start as women and as a culture embracing them and teaching. It's like, okay, you went through that thing. Okay, well, what do you want now? What would make you really happy? Because obviously you're not happy. Being
But
horny and sleeping with whoever you want to, that's one thing. But going around and just giving it out to anybody and everybody just so you can feel loved, feel belonged, that's a problem.
right, but Queen, this is where we talk about that the word value, because in what you're saying, even if it's intentional or not intentional, you're giving positive the negatives. You're saying that yes, we talk about sex, but then you say it's because we have low self-esteem. That is putting a stigma. And then when you say tribal, there are some tribes in culture where women and men sleep around. So there is, so when you start talking, and all I'm saying is that's like, even if you say something a little more dry, like when you call a person a baby, somebody might think it's slang, but if you know anthropology and you look into their culture, they call each other that. It's respect. So when it comes to that, only thing I'm saying is when you're talking to this queen, before you lift her up out of whatever you think, you have to first check to see if she's happy. You have to first check, make sure that because she's doing this, she is looking for love. It could be a drug addiction. She could need something else. Besides that, everything does not warrant to us mimicking or making something with acceptable. It's not us just agreeing with it. We have to first accept that even though this is how our culture started, somewhere along the line, our men, our women, we were destroyed. So now we gotta take that back, and now we gotta rebuild. But in order to do that, we have to understand that now the culture today, the culture is, this is what the women are doing. This is what the children are doing. This is what we gotta now elevate with that. And we can't be so judgmental to say that this
No,
is right and this is
no,
wrong.
no,
That's not what I'm
no.
saying. I'm not saying that
Hey,
a
hold on.
woman can't talk about sex and express herself sexually. That's a different than someone walking the street and selling their body as prostitution. And you can be sex positive. And I'm not saying that you can't be poly, because we had a whole show about poly. I'm poly. So I'm not talking about you can't have multiple people. There's a way of doing things when it
Right.
comes
But
to.
there are some women though, and I'm just talking from the women. There are
Mhm.
some women who have no choice because of, and I don't want to turn it into a man bashing thing. So we're not gonna say that, but I'm gonna say there are
Oh,
some
it's enough
women.
of us up here. We good.
There are a lot of women and women who have to do some strange and uncomfortable things to feed their children, and then some of them are not
All
educated.
right.
But she
Wait.
not saying
So
it,
Listen.
and she's
Listen.
not saying it
Listen.
in that
All right.
sense.
So.
Right.
All right. Let me.
mm,
Say something. Let me say something. Now, everything we just said again. If you
Mute
stick
up
it to
if
the
you're not
topic,
talking, please, because we can hear you in the background. Okay, cool. My
if
bad.
you're not sticking, like again, if you're sticking to the topic, right? It is what it is. I understand. I know. It's uncomfortable. I know. You could be the best hoe there is. I know the circumstances could be critical when you need to do what you got to do to feed who you got to feed to get to where you got to get. I understand. Not taking nothing out of the way. But in the end, you made that choice. So you hold that stand. How the new people say it now? You stay 10 toes down on that stamp, on that choice you made. Judge or not judge. It's no longer in your right.
But when people in the courtroom, they love to tell the judge they don't want them to look at their past crimes. So what are we really
You
saying then? Oh, so
forfeited
are
that
we
right when you
saying
made
that?
that
So
choice.
are we saying that men and women, because men, let's not act like there are some things that men don't do that are quote unquote slutty, disvaluable. They ain't working. They not do. See, we using things like sex, but there are a lot of things that we could put towards men that make them very.
But
The fact that you got kids
that's not
already
what
or
we're talking
somebody.
about though.
Wait, but we're
You
talking
speaking
about
to
turning a hoe into a housewife. Why does the hoe
right.
gotta be the woman? Like, or the man? Like, the hoe is the hoe. He could be that too. So why is it that if you got multiple women, you doing this and that, you could still
We did talk about some of that before you got on the call as well.
Yeah, we're on a different
Yeah.
thing. I will say I agree with Coop in the sense of like judgment. I've had instances like in my profession where we're on a podcast, right? Once you say something, if you make a video, you say something, you do something, and it's out there, you no longer have the control of everybody else's opinion and judgment because it's now out there. So I agree, Ashana, you're saying that because that's true. And Coop, you're agreeing with her. Like, I agree with that. It's not for us to, even as, I'm a girl's girl, but it's like, it's not just my opinion that matters. It's now everybody else who's seen it, who looked at it, who, from the woman's perspective, who did what they did. Now you have to deal with the consequence of everybody else's opinion of your actions, whether you did it out of feeding your kids, whether you did it out of, I'm trying to feel love. And Lashana, like, you brought up a good point where it's like, if you're just having sex to feel love and to feel needed, like, that's not a good reason. That's not okay. Like, now we have to come together as women to figure out how can we make this woman hope, like, how can we help her? How can we give her the love that she desires, that she needs? But it's like, in a sexual sense, you no longer have the choice, because that man that you did that with, or even if it's a woman, that person you did that with now gets to go tell this person, gets to go tell this person, and now that judgment comes from outside. I don't disagree with you, Mook, because the question of it, can you turn a hoe into a housewife, is both genders. But in this specific context, I understand where LaShonda's coming from. I understand where Coop's coming from. I understand where you're coming from. But it's like, judgment comes from the outside. It's not the action. It comes from the result of the action. And I'll end with that.
That's that. Oh, I don't. Okay, me. Oh,
No, go ahead. You go. If you got any questions, I want to do a quick, water or bathroom break because we've been talking straight and we ain't know anybody get to go to the bathroom yet or get a drink of water.
Okay, go ahead.
I know people just sitting there like, yo, hurry up. Bathroom break. Let's go a quick commercial break. Hold on, before we go to that commercial break, this is for you at home, so we can continue this conversation in the comment section. Men, is devotion weakness or a discipline? And to the women, is your past a chapter or your whole story? Let me know what you think or what's your thoughts in the comment section. I will see you right after this.
Land Your Plane is a show where truth takes off and accountability lands. Guesses face honest questions about love, loyalty, relationships, ego, family, and the conversations most people avoid. Want to be a guest or bring family on? If you have a story, unresolved conversation, relationship question, or truth you're ready to face, we want you on the show. Apply here. And somebody will get back to you or comment. Ready to land. Clear the runway. Your seat is waiting.
Hardcover, paperback, and Kindle, available now on Amazon. His secrets weren't just lies, they were debts, dangerous ones. She was just a housewife, routine, love, family, peace. Now, she has a choice, break or become something else. The God Lady, a story of power, sacrifice, and the price of loyalty. She didn't choose the game chose her. This book is dangerous, not because it tells you what to think, but because it shows you who's been thinking for you. It exposes the illusion, the script, the invisible leash. After Cosmiscuous, you won't hear music the same. You won't see mirrors the same. You won't even see yourself the same. Warning. Side effects include awareness, freedom, and irreversible growth. Cosmiscuous. Read at your own awakening. Welcome back, welcome back. If you have made it this long, please, I don't want you to do much, but just like it and share it. Just share it with somebody who would appreciate this conversation or just, would appreciate the content. Please like and just share. Everything else is up to, everybody else. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all all right out there?
Yes, sir.
Perfect.
Jesse, what was the main question? You said what is value? What is value to a man, or how did you phrase the question?
Yeah. What makes a man valuable?
All right. So now we're gonna reverse that question to the women. What makes a woman valuable? We'll start with you.
What makes a woman valuable? I would say discernment for sure. Self-awareness. I would also say respect, self-respect. I would say also nurturing, level-headed, has a great work ethic. Well, not even ethic, or I would say goal-oriented, mindful. Yeah, I might have to come back, but those are my right nows.
All right, I hope you wrote them down so we can come back to it.
Taker.
Rashada, Mookie, what makes a woman valuable? Or how you phrase the question for us, Jesse, please?
What makes a woman valuable, or what adds value to a woman in both of those senses?
Okay.
What makes a woman valuable? See, y'all already know me right now. Y'all see, right? I'm not really when it comes to I really can't say that, because one person's trash, and the things like when we say women, it's crazy that everything, like, men think they so pretty, like y'all so, like, you know what I'm saying, like y'all.
Oh my God!
Wait,
Can you just answer?
Hold on.
Listen. I've already asked the question, so it's only right that we're asking the question. And don't think of it in the sense of like, oh, this only makes a woman valuable. Like, think of it in the sense of like.
No. Listen.
This
I'm
is a
okay.
whole female question right here.
I'm okay.
Yeah, I've already asked the men the question.
We already answered it. Yeah, we already answered our value. We already showed that we already demonstrated our value. Or
what y'all say?
What did I say?
We gonna wait till the women give theirs, and then Jesse will read her note.
Yeah, I got it.
That's why we want yours. We wait till we give yours first. Give yours. Latana give hers, and then V give hers, and then Jesse will read the notes.
What makes
That
a
we-
woman valuable?
Yes, ma'am.
Your
God
opinion.
says so. He created, you know what I'm saying? Everything is a reason why we're valuable definitely to a man because we can do things that they just absolutely cannot do.
And what's that?
That
What's some of those
We bring life.
adjectives, verbs, nouns, verbs?
nah, it's just it's everything. It's the childbearing. It's the it's the
Okay.
it's the it's the mental. It's the motherly thing. It's the things that we just have naturally. You know what I mean? That
Nurturing.
men just don't possess. It's so many things that
No, this ain't about a male verse or what a male don't have or what a woman
no,
don't
no,
have.
I'm
We just
just
want to
saying
know.
what makes a woman
Yeah.
valuable is that she just stands alone. She can do things that a man can't do.
Okay.
If something makes you unique, you're valuable. If everybody else can't do it, you're valuable.
I agree.
If every you know what I'm saying, we could do what y'all could do a lot of. You know what I'm saying? Y'all just can't, men. That's what make us valuable. Because everything else for quality, that's really something personal. I really can't tell somebody what I don't know what a man is looking for to deem me valuable, and vice versa. I can't really answer that. That's somebody else. That's an opinion of somebody else. You can ask me, do I think I'm valuable? Absolutely.
All right. So we gonna go to
That's literally what I kind of said too. Kind of fake. I said the same thing.
yeah, okay, some quick
Nah,
shit.
you can though.
I said I know what makes me valuable, but I seen somebody write "You must love dogs," and I didn't like dogs at the time.
Word. Like, who said that? I don't like that. Like, who told y'all? So I
Y'all
don't
just put
know.
them
Like,
on
I'm not
in
a
the
yes
comment
per like
section.
I don't know what to say. No.
Yeah, you landed. It's all right. It's cool. Shonda.
I agree with everything Jesse said. And I do agree that it is individualized. I think for me, I feel like my value comes in knowing myself for sure, without hands down. And I think that's important because if you get in a relationship with someone who doesn't know themselves, it creates a whole lot of chaos. So I think knowing myself, my spirituality, I think is a big thing that makes me hugely valuable.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the uniqueness of each person, they come with something different that brings them to the table. But in general, as a woman, I think your intuition, for sure, if you know what that is, you know how to tap into that, it brings some value to you. Because you'll be able to guide and use that if you're in a family to help out your family and to do that piece in your family. Nurturing for sure. And knowing how to use your feminine power.
Thank you.
And I think a lot of no, let me take that back. I think some women don't know how to do that, and we haven't been taught that because we live in Western culture, which is all about the masculine is dominant. I think in a whacked out way, in the sense that we all have to do. So women are about, oh, I'm about my hustle, I'm about my grind, and that's very masculine. That's not feminine. And so I think a lot of women don't know how to access their feminine power and know how to use that in many different settings. So I think that adds value to me. And I'll land with that.
My bad.
I want to. I'm gonna wait.
No, go ahead, Dirk. What you say?
I want to say I always think it's funny how women always say about how they bear kids. That's not a solo mission. Even if you're a single parent, you didn't do that by yourself. You just can't get yourself pregnant.
That's not
Both.
Did you take part of the 9 months?
Yeah, I did
your
take
body
part of it.
change? Did your hormones change? Did everything
Yes,
change for the man?
everything
It did?
changed.
Oh my
It
God,
did change.
you carried a child inside of you?
I
You
didn't
had a
carry
child
the
inside
kid.
of you?
There's a thing I looked it up too. It's Googleable. Is a thing
The
that guys go.
energetic thing happening.
is a thing that guys go through when they got a girl pregnant. They go through it. You ever?
Yo, bro, how
Yeah.
you gonna say that, bro? I had cancer 3 times. I had 3 preemies. I had this. The only reason why I have my children that I have now is because I was bedridden during the pandemic, bro.
And to bear a
You
child
could
is different
never
than to make
to
a child.
bear a child to actually have to go through what you're going through physically, emotionally, and financially because the baby has your last name before it takes on any name, right? That a man cannot, even if you think that you could bear the pain, we're not talking about whether you strong enough to push it. You can't do it. It's
And,
impossible. You can't do it. I'm
and men
sorry.
actually are weaker in that sense. I'm not saying it in the sense that men or
Yeah.
women just did this by themselves.
No.
I'm not
No.
ignorant. I
Mm-mm.
know y'all, this is
Mhm.
part of you.
We
But
know
you
that.
didn't carry a body, you didn't carry a baby for 9 months. You didn't have all these things that a woman has.
Nah.
Now there are studies that show that men do have changes in
Yeah.
behavior and hormonal things,
Hmm.
but it is literally a pinch of what women actually go through.
Pinch.
So to
Come
bear a
on.
child and to make a child are two totally different things.
Okay.
It
Y'all
does.
didn't see the y'all must didn't see that movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito.
You know what? I ain't even finished my cup water. Please, no, don't do
She
it.
said, "Don't piss me off."
Y'all be wanting me to stay on topic, so please don't do things like that. Okay?
All right, V is the last one. We got V. The question was, Jesse, what's the question?
What
What
makes a woman valuable?
make you
What makes you
scary?
valuable? Or makes a woman valuable? My bad.
Well, from my personal experience, I went on this journey and I was dating someone and he told me I thought like a man, which is something I was not aware of. I was unconscious of it, but it made me evaluate myself like, why, if I am thinking like a man, what does that really mean? And what he meant was I was concerning myself with things that were really more of what a man would concern himself with, especially financially in a relationship. But when I evaluated myself, it came from being raised by a single mother, and not having a father in the household. So, because there were no men in the household, I took on a lot of attributes of maybe, what men would more likely concern themselves with. And some of the hyper independence also comes from most likely not being raised by a single mother. And my father was killed, and he had already left my mother and I, but he was killed when I was relatively young. And so what I began to do is I went on a mission to discover what is a high value woman. And that particular comment led me to do some self evaluation. And in that, realizing I was a daddyless daughter, I had displaced myself or the value or just the organic value. And I think that your personality and who you are as a person is definitely something you bring to the table. But what I discovered is that I was always focused on credit score and getting my hustle on and, all these other things, making sure I had my degree and my career on track. And to discover that that's not always like the most important thing that a man is looking for when it comes to a relationship. And a lot of things that I discovered in that journey for myself personally was, am I happy? Do I smile every day? Um, how do I feel about myself?
Hmm.
Am I confident? Um, like these are the values
Hmm. Hmm.
that I discovered were actually
Hmm.
important to men. And I didn't know that. I actually did not know because because of my psychology that I had that was influenced by my upbringing and other educational influences as well. And that the value was more emotional. And also in that journey of self-evaluation, I also learned that peace, and I think we've talked about that different times on this podcast, is one of the things that I learned that is very important to men, and or a man, that he really wants peace. And if I can be someone who can contribute to creating an environment of peace and emotional safety. And I think one of the sisters said nurturing is one of those attributes that create that peaceful environment. And I think that's one of the most valuable things that I have learned. And again, I'm speaking personally because I don't want to come across as I'm judging somebody, because I don't want to speak in absolute terms. But those are the things I think are of value. Is can you turn a house into a home? Can you add peace um, to your significant man's life? You know, and I land with that.
I would also like to add dignity to what makes a woman valuable. Um, Independence, for sure. Um, and I think I said everything else. And character, strong character, which kind of went with just having goals and all of that. So
I think independence can actually work against you sometimes,
Correct.
I agree.
why?
because hyper independence, you're
I'm
basically,
not saying hyper independence. I'm saying independence, not hyper independence.
well, it's more like interdependence, because it's good to know that you can take care of yourself, of course, especially in the climate of modern relationships and modern society in general. But independence you can send out an unconscious signal that you don't need a man, and you
Why
may.
are you only speaking of the purpose of a man? I'm speaking of independence on who,
Mm-hmm.
as a woman, you should be
Mm-hmm.
able to take care of yourself and do
Mm-hmm.
for yourself and have
Mm-hmm.
things by yourself. If you're depending on a man to do that, that's insane.
And also, still, even with peace,
Okay.
I'm sorry, Queen, but even when it comes to men, when you and women and in general, when you start talking about peace, everybody, if you want peace, you have to be peaceful. Everything is, again, we are missing that when it comes to first. Oh no, I want to say I'm sorry that you went through all of that, V. Like I'm sorry that you went through that trauma, and
We
I
all
and I
have a story. Thank you,
yeah, we
sis.
all we all do, and then but it goes deeper to where we say these things like this. Yes, we should uh go deep into ourselves and go find those things that trouble us and things like that and search ourselves. But then it becomes this thing where the man that told you that, who taught him how to be a man or to say what you saying is manly? See, it still goes to where this thing where we have to love ourselves first and have independence before we walk into anything, because nobody can't tell you nothing like that. If you have your own and he has his own and he's peaceful and you're peaceful, then that works. But you can't be all unpeaceful, unorganized, can't take care of yourself and all of that, and then be like, I want peace. Nah, it don't work like that.
And what
So,
I'm saying specifically is like you were brought into this world alone. You're going to
mhm,
die alone.
by
So
yourself, you
my
have to make
independence
sure.
does not
Mhm,
depend on a man. Like
no,
nothing I do is
mm-mm,
for the benefit of a
mm-mm,
man because I have to
mm-mm.
worry about me in order to
Mhm,
find that person that's going to complete me.
mhm.
So when I
Agree.
say independence, I can take care of myself. I
Mhm,
can buy things for myself. I can wake up and
mhm,
go to the
mhm,
gym and have a job.
mhm,
Like
mhm.
you're speaking of independence only in the benefit of a man. To me,
Mm-mm.
that's not a place I want to live
Me either.
and
because
that's
then
and
to
that's
me that's
that's
the control
and no and that's
aspect,
why I
and I'm
specifically
depending on that.
said
That's not independence
that's
anymore because it's dependence.
that's why I specifically said I'm not judging nobody. I'm speaking for myself. And that's why I said that.
No, I'm not.
And
I don't
but
ever want
but
you
the
to feel like
only
I'm judging you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
And
don't.
I'm
I'm not
saying,
judging anybody. I'm saying in what
but
makes a woman,
this
not
this
makes a
is a
woman for a
show.
man, but a woman.
can I
But the
say one
na-
thing?
the nature of
Let
the
not,
show is about relationships. The
can I
other
say one
thing,
thing,
yes,
Venus?
excuse me, I'm
I want
sorry,
to say,
brother.
no, you good. I just want to say one thing. I think that independence can be important for everybody. Don't get it twisted.
Yes.
However, what she was being asked about was whether that's valuable to a man. So I would say that where it might be important to you, that same thing
Correct.
might not be valued to a man.
Mm-hmm.
But
So like if I'm a millionaire, I'm not a millionaire yet.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't give a fuck if you can pay the
Mm-hmm.
rent or not.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That doesn't
Mm-hmm.
like I don't care. Independence is more valuable based on my economic level. That's what would bring value to a man. I get why it would be valuable to you personally. I understand that. I'm not saying that's wrong or right. What I'm saying, but to a man, your level of independence is only based on my inability to cover you. If I can cover
Broke
everything,
niggas though. Broke men though. Broke men be like, what she
no,
bringing to the table?
that's what
What
I'm
she got?
saying.
They be
That's what
saying
I'm
that.
that's what I'm saying. If I'm broke, yeah, I want to know I need to know how you getting that gas. Where you getting? Oh, you want your nails done? I hope you can pay for that. But if I got the money, if I have it, and I'm not making fun of
Yep.
anybody for that situation, but if a man has that already or can cover that,
You're not
he
saying
doesn't
that.
see he might not see the value in you for having that. Like I'm that's what and I think that's what she was
correct.
And
trying to
vice
say.
versa for a
But
woman.
also
Vice
too,
versa
right?
to a woman.
But she's also, hold on. She's also right though, too though, Jesse. In the sense of like,
That's what I
I
said. I
agree.
said that though, Coop. I
Right,
said that.
right,
No, I get
right,
it.
right, right.
But to
But
a
she but
man, is it
right, right.
valuable? Not to yourself,
Absolute.
but
I
to a
agree.
man.
Hold on, hold on,
My bad.
hold on,
My bad.
hold
For a
on.
man who don't got it.
I agree with you 100%. You said it exactly. I was actually going to say exactly what you was going to say. That's why I was quiet. But I just want to also piggyback off that and agree with Justin in the sense of like we do want a girl that can take care of herself because there are some bum chicks out here that can't take care of herself. We do want to see a girl that's a go getter and established and shows ambition to go get it, handle her business and all that aspect. So yes, in that aspect, yes. But everything else what he just got finished explaining, that's correct. Where he's right on exactly. That wouldn't
But that
matter to
but cool.
someone
I don't think
that
that's what
one
Jesse is saying. What she's saying is
Can you let him finish? Just no disrespect,
okay,
sis. I
no,
just
no,
want
no.
to.
I respect.
but what like pretty much what I was just saying what Mo said was exactly right on how Ben will see it. But like again, being overly dependent, we don't want to care about that. Real men wouldn't want to care about you being able to do it. As I don't really want to, keep talking. But exactly what Mo just said. Excuse me. In that aspect, yes. But I do agree with you in that aspect too. But like being overly independent was definitely a good look and it's a turn off. And it could be taken in the wrong, like Venus was saying. I agree
Why?
with her.
Why is it a turnoff?
Well,
Why?
see, this
Because
Why?
is what
Now,
I was. If I'm sorry, brother.
yeah,
I'll
Go
tell
ahead,
you
brother.
why it's a turnoff. Because based on what I got going on, I want a person who wants to involve themselves. So if like we doing this podcast, you're so independent. I'm like, yo, I need you to edit this for me. I need you to do this, do this for me. You're so
No, no,
independent.
no, Mo. He said overly independent is a
No,
turn off.
and
Hyper
I'm telling you
independence.
why.
I think
Oh,
that's what you're
oh.
saying,
No,
right? Hyper independence.
I'm talking about any level of independence can be a turnoff because of the fact that I want somebody. I'm a king. I want you to join my kingdom. People don't understand monarchies. They use those words, but a kingdom. If I'm the king of the kingdom, whatever I want to go on, it might sound bad, but that's what I want to be going on. I don't want to hear that. Oh, you have this other thing you independently have to be doing if we're supposed to be in a group and you're supposed to be part of my kingdom. If I want you to walk the dog today because I'm going to be doing this show, that's what I want to hear you doing. I don't want all this other things that can come up. I'm using that as an example, a hypothetical thing, but that can be a turnoff. I want somebody when you're joining my kingdom, because I'm the king allegedly, right?
Mm-hmm.
I want to feel like this is it.
Mm-hmm.
All that other shit you had going on that was independent was when you was independent.
Mm-hmm.
Now that we a group,
or
when you in my group, not even we a group, you joined my group, my castle. This is what we doing now,
right?
And that's just respectfully,
right. But Mo, look, that's all well and good, but like you said, if you join in my group, see, the thing is with some men is, if you want me to be here walking the dog, you got to make sure all those things that I was doing independently, you got to make sure that's covered. Or
Correct.
I'm unavailable to walk your dog.
Correct.
So what I'm saying is, I get that, because women are going to naturally, when they feel comfortable, you don't have to tell them to do that, because we don't want to do that. They're going to naturally let those things go when they feel it deemed safe. But the reason why it's good to stand on independence is because if you decide that you don't want the podcast no more, she could still go back and do what she need to do for the family, for the kingdom. Because you're going to need her to hold it down until you think of another Ralph Cramden master plan. So, you know what I mean? So all I'm saying is, I'm not saying that we shouldn't be independent, but to adjust our lives and have what a man wants to be to thrive, and adjust ourselves to make it likable or pleasable for this specific man is wrong to me. Because like Mo said, some men do not care about that. They got the bag. I've never seen a man with money have none of that to say. A man who's paying I've never seen him say none of that. It's only someone like I said, the economics, it changed when you level up in your life or whatever that be. It don't need to be finances. You come across different things, and certain things don't even be a conversation. It's understood. We already doing that. You show me that you could leave, so I'm going to follow you. We ain't got to talk about that.
Can I say one thing though?
Mm-hmm.
Now, you're showing me you can lead, right? Now, when I'm showing no,
making me safe. Like
making you feel and I
Mhm.
respect that, not to cut you off, but like you said, making you feel safe.
Mhm.
In between the time when you don't feel safe, it can make it to, believe it or not, it can make it to where I can't make you feel safe, or I can't do those things because you're not making me feel like I even need to do that based on the situation. If I'm telling you, yo, this is what let's go here, and you telling me, oh, I can't do that. I got this. I got to do this. I got to take care of my nieces and nephew this weekend. You got all these different things that are based on your life already. In between, during the time you didn't feel safe, we might not never get to the point where I can make you feel safe or even get there, because you had all of these things in front of that. If you get what I mean, though, a little bit, Fake.
I hear you a little bit. But it's like because if you feel that way, I need you to be like, yo, nah, don't worry about that. Tell your cousin I'm gonna pay her to watch the nieces so you could be free. If you can't do all of that, you can't talk to her. You gotta find somebody else who ain't doing all that and on this. You know what I mean?
And that's what we're speaking from. That's what we're speaking from.
No, we're just saying about.
We're speaking from a person that can provide all that and do all that. So you don't need to be that independent. So all that independence wouldn't even matter. That's what Mo was saying first. Like, that wouldn't even matter because we were able to, you know what I mean? You join in the situation, and the situation is taken care of over here. All I need you to do is come over here and play the part.
Also, let me just say this real quick.
Your motherly and your woman nurturely things in order. You feel me? Because everything else, I got that. If that's what you want.
But also, I don't want to pay for your cousins to get her kids babysitted. I'm not fucking your cousin.
So don't go after the girl that she watched when she had her nieces with her. You should have let her keep walking and leave her alone for somebody who's looking for some nieces and nephews. Leave her alone then.
I mean, I remember one time I had this girl. She said, let's go get something to eat, and we went to go get something to eat, and we was there, and I'm like, all right, we good, we eating, and she like, yo, could you grab she asked that, could you grab my nephew, I think it was, some food, and I'm like, what? Like, you know what I mean? I'm not against feeding people or kids or whatever, but it was like, what do you mean? Like, why am I about to feed this kid? I don't even know this kid. I don't know this person. Why am I about to feed them? I don't want to do all of that. And then I can see how I could come off like an asshole like that. But no, I didn't want to do all of that. And then you can say, that's still not me not covering you. That's me not covering everybody connected to you. I don't expect you to fuck all my friends. You shouldn't expect me to pay for all your friends. I can pay your. I'm just saying and that's the thing. I think that's another thing too. Is too much involvement of other people. If me and you are in a relationship, I shouldn't have, and that's what I want. That's what I'm saying. That's what I want our focus to be. I'm no offense to your nieces and nephews, no offense to your cousins and all the other people you deal with. I'm not involved in that. I don't want the person I'm with to be too involved in that either. I want it to be about what we're trying to build over here.
Respectfully. And look, that brings us into the next and the last scenario. The double standard marriage. A man with a colorful dating history marries a woman with a colorful dating history. Friends celebrate his transformation, but constantly question hers. We're gonna start. We did the male question last. No, we did which one we did last? Female question last, or
it don't. We can go ladies first because the last one, ladies first. We can go ladies first on this one too.
All right, ladies ladies question, why are women often expected to prove they changed while men are simply believed?
That's cat. Yeah.
Did a woman write this question or did you write it?
Facts. That's facts.
Right, y'all need. That's a question for y'all.
Like, we're gonna get some likes on this one.
What are you talking about? Look, I'm gonna tell you. My bad. You said the women are going first. My bad.
That's a female question.
I think you have it mixed up though. Like, I really think you have this mixed up because
I got you fucked up.
I'm confused.
You're saying what you said. Why is it okay? Like, why the man? Say it again. Say the last part.
Nah, just say it to the man. He fucked. He fucked
No,
up.
this is the female question. This is the young lady. Why are women often expected to prove they changed while men are simply believed?
Y'all
I don't think men are
me.
simply believed. I think I think it's harder for the men to have that, whereas like a woman, the common knowledge is like women cheat better than men, right?
Right.
So I don't think it's the women who are constantly having to prove themselves. I think it's a man that's constantly having to prove themselves.
To other men.
You said what, Mook?
She said two other men. That's what Mook said.
Fact.
That's the question.
No, I'm saying like they only they really like what men think a lot. Well, I don't know why men are so concerned.
I brought that up earlier.
But this is men only. The reason why is because girls, women don't really the males are bashed by their friends. They care about what their friends think. That's why.
I said this earlier, just swear. But for me, I like to answer that question. Like, I don't think the woman is constantly having to prove herself. I genuinely do think it's the man. But in the sense of the question, like, I think it's possibly just because we brought up, Dirk, you said this earlier. Like, if a woman's having sex with 20 people and you, the 21, you're questioning your value, right? But if she's only had sex with 4 people, and you said, like, you're the best I ever had, like, that makes you feel more valuable, right? You said that. So it's
I said at one point when I would hear that. I don't ask that anymore. Yeah.
No.
You hype when she say that?
Not no more. Not no.
That's
Not no.
crazy.
Let me just
In this
make.
scenario, though, I think it fits because it's like maybe that man doesn't see the value that he has because she's been out here doing all this stuff, and so the question is like, well, do you even care about boy, your husband? Whereas with the man, it's like they have the connotation that sex isn't much of a value to them, and so that's why he's not getting questioned.
I hung around the boys my whole life. They know the girls be what they be. They be knowing. It's not a surprise. They're not shocked. They still want to date her. And then when they get back, they be like, yo, bro, you love her for real? That's what happens. They have to prove themselves to other men. I don't know, because it's crazy. They care about each other more. Even the posts and the questions is everything is what they care about each other, like what they think.
I wrote, if you were here like an hour ago, I literally
I don't understand it. I never understood that. Like, why do you care about
me neither?
What he think? Bro, him?
This
is weird. Like, this is weird that you care about what he think. You know what? I'm gonna move around. I gotta move. You gotta move around.
Want me to give you some insight? I think I'm of that species. I think I might.
You're a man.
I can give you a perspective.
Mook knows you. Mook knows you too. We all know you a man.
I grew up with the boys.
Absolutely.
We're the boys she grew up with.
So it's like I don't believe
not all of
you.
them, but with some of them.
Right, but again, like I said before, it's pretty much unless you get one of those guys that really don't give a fuck about what anybody got to say. You know what I mean? They're all those guys. Then you're gonna get the regular normal guys that have a little like competition in them. It's just like a little. It's like it's just a manly thing. It's a thing. Unfortunately, we all got to own up to it. It's like a thing. Like, yeah, you see my girl over there. You know what I mean? Like, niggas do. You know what I mean? Other guys do. So it's no more than that.
Cool. We do that shit too, though. We be like, yo, this nigga smashed her.
You
went out.
Breaking up.
Right. But facts. But again, it all boils down to the guy not really caring about the car facts or what the homies got to say or anything like that. That's all it takes.
I would say this, and I also add, because she cut out, I'll add into it. Is like the reality of life is when you get certain opinions from certain people, especially the opposite sex, it feels very prerequisite. Like, it's always like, yeah, you're a girl telling me this, but you probably only telling this because you're attracted to me or you're not attracted to me. It's a prerequisite of it. It's something on top of that. It's not like a man's opinion of another man feels more natural, more like just this is just it. This is right. This is wrong. It feels more than like less than you're telling me this because you like me. You're telling me this because you don't like me. You're telling me this because you're a woman. If it has all these other things that make it seem like I can trust this person's opinion at a higher level. It's like, do you like these shoes? If a girl like you, you can have on some fucking Walmart Shacks. Oh, those is fire. If the girl don't like you, you wearing Walmart shoes? She roasting you. If you give the same question to a guy, because there is no thing, they either don't fuck with Walmart or they do. I think that those things right there just changes your view of their opinion and how when they give it to you, it can add value to their opinion. And that's the only thing I would add to it.
I don't think all the ladies answer.
LaShonda didn't go yet. She's over there messing around. What she saying?
Yeah, all the ladies did answer.
I just said, wow. Because what you said was pretty deep. I mean, it's honest and true, but it sounds like that women lie and that will lie for convenience and that men will pretty much be more honest than we will. And so you value a man's opinion over a woman's opinion. And I'm just like, wow. I'm not saying you're wrong or anything, but it's just a wow. Like, that's how you see me. You see me as somebody who's going to lie first versus somebody who's going to tell the truth first. And that's pretty deep because if that's the way men are going into it, that's kind of deep.
I'm just giving an example of what
Right. But I'm just saying, but some men do feel that way though. So I'm not knocking, I'm not saying what you're saying isn't true. That's why I'm saying I'm not disputing you on that one. I'm just saying, wow, because that's kind of deep.
and I'm not saying I fully agree with it or don't, but I'm just giving an example of
Right.
why that might happen.
Mm-hmm. But I also, I think some of that is like I agree with you guys. I think guys do, some things are a competition. Like when you look at the workplace, I want to be the one making the most money. And you think about it, like we've talked about king, queen, people use that term very loosely. I agree with you wholeheartedly. Because if you're going to say it's a king, you better be prepared for what that means. And you better be prepared to be submissive and all this other stuff that you need to do in your household. So I just, yeah, I just think it's interesting that probably what you said is what a lot of people feel, and may not be honest enough to say it. That men are competitive and they want to be the best, and the king is the king of the castle and he wants to rule everything and he doesn't want anybody coming into his territory. If we're talking generalizations and specifics, are there differences of that? Yes. Are people different? Yes, absolutely. Hands down. But if we're just talking about the words and the titles and kind of what they mean, um then I could see why a man would go to another king, right? A king would talk to a king who's in charge about what has value, what's going
Kingship.
on, and all of that. I'm not saying whether I agree, but I get it. It makes sense when you look at it from a logical perspective. It totally kind of makes sense in that way. So, yeah, I was just saying wow to that. So I'm not disputing you. I'm just saying wow because I can't talk to what a man feels. So,
And
yeah.
that's what I was saying earlier in the conversation about territory, yada, yada, yada.
Hmm.
I was saying that.
Hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. No, I agree with you about men being territorial. That's why, they want the prize. The king, what does the king want? He wants the spoils. He wants the territory. He wants the wealth. He wants to be on top. That's what a king wants, right?
The booty.
The booty. He's a pirate.
Exactly. In more ways than one, right? I mean,
It's funny because you know what? I'm gonna say this to you too. I think that women are confused by who men sleep with or don't sleep with, and no, and then the idea of, or if you're willing to sleep with her, why would you care what somebody else think? Because I'm only willing to sleep with her a lot of times because she's willing to sleep with me. That doesn't mean I'm not a rapist. You know what I mean? So I
Mm-hmm.
didn't,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think
Mm-hmm.
that it's because she was the Beyonce
right.
and I was Jay-Z. I didn't think about it like that. I
Right.
just seen that it was a willingness and agreement, so that's why I made it. And but then her value, yes. If I go to Megan and Coop and they like, oh, she sucked it from the back on YouTube, she did that to me. Whoa. Now I no longer feel special. I no longer feel like I was somebody special to her. And also, I also don't want to have to walk through the mall and everybody that we see in the mall, now she know them. Everybody in the mall is her
Yeah,
brother.
but Mo, didn't we
That's
just say
true.
that everybody knew that everybody, like the scenario we saying everybody was sleeping around first, right? So
No, I agree
everybody
with that fake. Yeah, I
everybody
do. And I
knew what every so I'm saying like why do people like if that's the case just don't like I don't understand I don't understand why you got to keep like once you already say all right we gonna deal with each other Why y'all gotta keep? Why do women have to continue keep? Because the question was, why do women gotta continuously prove? Like, you know what I mean? Y'all just said y'all everybody sleeping
But
with each other.
we also said that was false. So
Yeah,
that's
because
yeah,
men
yeah,
wouldn't do it.
really, yeah, we
They
don't.
wouldn't wife her.
That's a false statement. It's the
They
other way
might, they
around.
might, some
But
men
Okay.
not,
do.
I mean, in the
It's the other way
masses.
Yeah.
I'm
around.
saying there's exceptions to every rule, but for the most part, a man
Most
is
of
not
you.
gonna
Yeah.
necessarily wife her. Now, will he sleep with her? Sure. And I
Yeah.
might sleep with her and not tell anybody else, right? But that doesn't mean
Right,
I'm gonna wife
You
her.
know, a lot of these men find out that they are
right.
whores after they've already wifed them. Yo, like you
Yeah,
did already. You didn't find out, so cut it out. You already love that hoe. Now it's like, are you going to continuously love her out loud? You
correct. And
already
that's the
love that
next.
hoe.
And
She
that, well,
lied,
that's a
bro.
different question now.
She
That's a
lied.
different
No,
question.
it's not a different question. You was in a
Right.
relationship with somebody. They said everybody was sleeping
That's
around.
not knowing though.
Right. That's a whole
No, there
dysfunctional
was the
relationship.
scenario. You said everybody. You said both people. What?
Color.
No, no, Mook,
They
no,
both
Mook.
got colorful backgrounds. Now they ain't.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
but
both was
Mook,
out there wilding.
but Mook. The thing is, like I tried to say before, you wasn't here. No movie. I hate bringing that. Like you wasn't here before. But I
You know you
said
don't, niggas. Do
a person like saying no, I do. A person like saying that a person wants to believe that they're a savant, that they just learn how to suck dick when I put it in their mouth, that they never knew, that they never learned from anybody else.
Who's the
Most
people
people
that?
do. A lot of guys want to believe a girl is a savant. They want to believe you can put a person. You can put a person on the piano and they have
No, so
never
this is what
played the
I'm saying.
piano.
What I'm saying is
Stevie
this:
Wonder.
when men ask women like, "Am I the only one, or is it this?" and when they give an answer, they
That's
believe like this
young.
is what they want
That's
to
young.
know. Nah,
That's
they
young though. That's young, Mook. When you get older, you don't really ask those questions that much.
right. This is so.
But
I
so
don't
I
get this.
wouldn't ask you. So I wouldn't ask the girl. So now when we go home and she's doing all the stuff that I never thought that I like, I'm assuming she's seen it on TV or something. I'm not thinking that Kate, like I said that earlier, I don't think that she can. I'm not thinking that she. I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
she just been watching it. She's been
Mo,
watching
we
a lot
gotta
of
be
porn.
around each other more. We gotta be around
yeah.
each other more. We gotta
She
talk
watching a
more.
lot. She watching a lot of porns. Oh yeah, all right, okay. I see it. She tried it in real life on me for the first
She
time.
was
I
waiting
get
on me to bring
No,
that
but
on,
a lot of
bring that
times
thing
that's
about.
true. Nah, a lot of the time. No, listen. I'm not gonna lie. A lot of the times, her partners, a person's partner's count don't mean that they did a lot of things. There are many things that I have done for the very first time, and a lot of the things that I feel is not necessarily what I've done. I have a whole everybody who know me know that my real life is not necessarily what I'm commenting on. I just find a different opinion about things. I can see things differently. But at the yo, Mo is crazy. No, Mo, no. At the end of the day, at the end of the day, women, men be knowing it don't matter. It just let it go. Nobody's not asking all of that. You don't know. That's not happening. A lot of things I did do for the first time with my husband. Absolutely. So that may be true. But you just said they had colorful backgrounds. Was it a secret the whole time? Or I don't, maybe I
It could have been.
misunderstood.
It could have been a secret. It could have been because the reality of life is they told the other women even said women are better at like cheating or whatever, and also or just living their lifestyle. They might not be outside with it. She might not have an OnlyFans. Every girl who doing everything
God.
don't have an OnlyFans. They not in porn. They not outside. They just doing it with like they just doing it when they doing what they doing. You don't even get the whole finesse of it. So unless it come out, you might not never. It might, but like you said, I might already be in love with her, and next thing I know, um, you know, and then people be moving. I don't live in New York. I live in Kentucky.
Yo.
No, I'm saying like I don't live in New York, so people be moving and all of that. So we go back to her house. We go back to where she come from. She don't
Nah,
live
I'ma
there.
find somebody who know you or know somebody where you at to find out who. Well, I'ma find. It's only 6 degrees of separation. I'ma find somebody where you at. I'm not no. Some who cousin is that? I'ma know your play cousins from somewhere. No.
You gonna know them, and then they gonna really, and are they gonna really give me? And then like it's like now I'm extreme. I'm going too hard. The person who you are today is more relevant. We already we didn't say that, but the person who you are today is more relevant than your past.
Exactly.
So I'm learning. I'm trying to learn from these random people I don't even know through Facebook who you really was or wasn't. I just know who you are today when I seen you, and I'm hoping, like I said, that you just a natural and that you just been watching Pornhub all day long, and that's how you got good at this. You know what I mean? I'm not thinking, oh, like I said, I know Michael Jordan didn't dunk the first time. He had to practice to become Michael Jordan. I'm not thinking that about you, but yeah, that's why I said in the beginning, because I feel like the reality of life is a good amount of people do want a hoe for a housewife. They want somebody who nasty, who could do all the nasty stuff. And in order to be that nasty, it do take some type of time getting outside. You gotta go outside. You didn't just learn how to be nasty from the church. Yeah, that might have taught you how to get on your knees, but it ain't teach you what it's to do when you got on your knees. So I need the
just
other,
like a prayer, right?
yeah. That's all they taught you. They ain't teach you the rest of it. I'm thinking, all right, she dropped on her knees. All right, she got that from church. Then I'm about to marry her. Nah, no. But that's the way people be feeling in their heart. They feel like that and they want to think that. But every living reality, like you said, I go back to her hood and I'm there and I'm talking to people and we at the store and they like, oh, Shalonda, long time no see. How you been doing, girl? Well, I mean, not really a long time because I was just on your OnlyFans. Now they down here like, what? Oh shit. You know Shalonda? Oh yeah, we all know Shalonda. Everybody in the store. She fucked him for a bag of chips.
Oh no.
What? She fucked him for chips? What kind of chips were they?
Right. I hope they was Dorito, the blue bag.
Yeah. Were they special? They was the Utz chips, the UTs.
I was going to say Utz. They had to be the Utz.
Like, no, so it's like, you don't know, you find out. Like you said, once I'm in love, I'm in love. I already got her name tatted on my neck, I guess, and I don't know what I'm going to do now. I guess it costs a lot to get the laser removed. I'm just going to hope nobody where she from move to where we live at now. That's it. But people know how to, believe me, people know how to duck their past. There's a girl from our neighborhood who I ain't going to say nobody's name on the show.
We know
I'm not doing that. And I'm not, and there's no hate or nothing. It's all love. But she was definitely promiscuous as a youngster. She don't live in that area anymore. So somebody meeting her is not going to know all the stuff we know about her. Right. They only going to know who she is today. But if they was to come in, if we was to get into a conversation with them, I'm not going to tell them about it.
But you know the thing though, like I said, the difference with women and men is because I know y'all personally, right? And it don't matter what I know about y'all, it's still what you go through make you who you are. It's still never separated what I would give as a review for you being a good father, for y'all being good men. That has nothing to do, and I know you're like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so women are a little different. I guess that's where the nurturing comes in and the mothering comes in, because even if we know those things though, it don't take away from what I see in y'all or you or whoever.
And it's vice versa too, though. It's vice versa.
So why is it that you can be with the?
But you know, word. It's just you know, you just stain it on the choice you made. That's it.
Coop, would it be too much to ask for you to be on camera? I have to know what you look like.
Listen,
know what you look
like. No, y'all could know what I look like, but for real, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I'm in the bathroom.
Oh no! Is it Coop, right? DeVille 79.
Coop can't be. Coop's job is very.
Oh my bad.
Well, he's not at work.
Take that out, Dodge.
Because where he works at, he don't want people to know he's on the show, which is really. Okay. I mean, if they talk to him,
you gotta say 00.
If they talk to him, they gonna know his voice. Like, we know he was on that show. he has a very
Last
distinctive
question. Maybe
voice.
you can meet him behind stage. I want everybody, on stage. So
Oh
I can
yeah, you can stay after the show, and he probably come on in when we not on
stay for
live.
behind until we get to behind stage. Last question. This is for the guys, fellas. Why are men often praised for settling down after a wild pass?
Cause these bitches ain't shit. That's why.
Yo, I fucking hate it.
Nah, y'all know I'm a comedian. No, I think that because it's an example of change. If you had a wild pass and change is respected, I got some flowers from Mookie because I was a pothead, you know what I mean, living a different type of lifestyle, and I got flowers from Mookie for getting my life together, and I think that change is rewarded, and I think especially when men are so hard headed, it gives more impact to that change because a man is less likely to change a lot of times, sometimes in different things. Like, I'm on this path, you can't tell me what to do. I'm a man, I'm gonna do what I want to do. That's why you got people that keep going to prison, keep doing all this other stuff. So when a man has changed their life and said, all right, I'm gonna do this now, it does have a higher level of recognition. I think that because of their dominant king nature, of them willing to go, all right, because obviously change is an admittance of wrong, right? If I'm changing, it's because I'm wrong. If I wasn't right, and for somebody to do that, I think that's admirable. That shows, admiration. It comes out naturally for other people to go, oh, so you agree you was wrong about what you was doing. All right, so let's salute that. And I feel like because women are seen, I'm not saying you women are, don't, but because women are seen are more submissive, their change seems more like they're just trying to fit in the puzzle, that they're just trying to fit in, that they're trying to, opposed to, I guess, a man change. When I'm saying it right now, as I said out loud, I realize a man is trying to fit in too, probably. That's why he's changing. But is because it was more harder for him to change because of his dominant nature. I think that's what gains him more respect. And I'll land with that.
Respectfully. Cool. Why are men often praised for settling down after a wild pass?
It's pretty much like it goes back to what I was saying before, to the double standard, where where men get praised for getting a lot of girls or sleeping with a lot of women. It's part of that double standard thing. And now it's like, oh, okay, you out the game now, player. I see you. Okay, right. You're tired of jersey. It's kind of like a badge of accomplishment. You know what I'm saying? You get like one of the, it's just a guy thing. One of those guy things. One of those guy things, ladies. That's what it is.
Just a guy thing, man.
Just one of those guys that's still a friendly competition guy thing. That's all.
Nah, I
None
agree.
more, none less. None more, none less. I promise. It's not none for you guys to get worked up over or anything, It's not. That's just friendly little guy behavior. That's all.
What did Andre 3000 said? Wetness all around me, but I'm no Allen Peninsula, baby. Make no sense, I know crazy. Give up all this pussy cat that's in my lap, no looking back on spaceships. Don't come equipped with rear view mirrors, they dip. Like, if you listen to that, no, Andre is nice. I'm not saying he's the best rapper ever. But if you listen to that verse from I Choose You, it really explains like the idea of what I'm giving up, what a person is giving up to say to this. And I think that for a man to give something up that is seen, like you said, as a badge of honor, like Coop was saying, for a person to give that up and be willing to say, oh, it's like, oh man, this person is, they changed for the better. And I want to salute that. Now I'll land with that. My bad. I just thought of that verse.
One person can do everything that those 20 people was doing for me.
Which is a lie.
Like a bad,
It's a fucked up expectation. My apologies.
I would take that. I'm gonna run with this one person.
Like,
what it is.
really? She know how to
That's
cook
why
Spanish,
that's why it's like
Jamaican,
I salute
and,
you. That's why you're like,
and
really?
Indian.
Like, yo, you sure you don't want to come back in the street? You dumb? Yeah, I'm about to go to the
What?
club. Yeah, right.
Yo, you ain't no
Right, so.
pimp, but remember what I taught you. What he said? You ain't no pimp, but pimp, remember what I taught you.
Shout out Andre 3000. Shout out to
What?
Oakley,
Oh
MC,
my God.
RT, all that.
Yeah.
Last question. Why are men often praised for settling down after a wild pass? Just like Dirt and Cool said. Everybody loves a good redemption story at the end of the day. So there you have it. I mean, there's nothing. I don't got. I'm gonna just be, veggie backing on to what they said. So yeah, everybody loves when somebody goes from toxic to decent, from immature to mature. You dig? Everybody loves that story. So,
But women don't get redemption. Listen to the Drake Views album. You don't get no redemption.
I'm saying this what y'all think we think. I want to know.
No, I don't.
oh no, this is the part for here. What's your questions? Any questions for us?
No statements.
Because no, and no to all of it. No, niggas, no. Stop thinking like this. I can't believe like stop. Okay, no.
Tell them why you mad.
That's
Tell
not
them.
what we feel. Okay. Like Mo started the shit off right when he said we just dump, like we have this thing where we think that a man is going to be different for us. He loves us so much more that we believe y'all. Like I said, it's not so much that we think that you love us this much. And just like y'all, we like seeing work history. So it's not really so much, but to that, but it's also too, even though we do want to know the past, a lot of the things why we still praise it for is because, like I said, yeah, badge of honor, but not really. It's really nurturing when we feel like we can fix it. We could change him. We can make him better. We could do it, and we did that. We have this thing where we naturally gonna attract them with mommy issues because we have that thing. So I really don't. I don't think it's. We just think we can make y'all better. Like we the one.
That's like a
We just
badge
feel
of
like
honor.
it's not really because
Imaginary.
Yes, but inside it's usually we really can't change nobody. That's really something that's delusion. Really got to change within themselves. But yeah,
But even if you feel like you can take credit, even if you feel like in your mind the existence of you is what created the change, that's still good for you.
Yes,
even if you're not
absolutely.
Even if you feel like, even if you know I didn't change the person, but my existence created the change, that could feel good for you.
Yes, absolutely.
Any more questions or comments for us, ladies?
But we do like men like that didn't have women like we like that. We really like that too. We don't judge y'all. We not as hard as y'all are on us.
On what?
Respectfully, and that respect, yeah, and that's respectfully. But it's just not. It just doesn't matter though. It matters. I would get that personal, like that's a personal thing that you want, that you're speaking of. That's impersonal. But overall, it really doesn't matter, and that's the double standard.
Mm-hmm. What I was going to say is kind of like what Jamie had said earlier. I think personally, the men I know, because I'm older, they don't want to be alone as they get older. They want somebody to be with.
Sugar daddies is always good.
Well, I didn't say that, so I just want to say that out loud, just in case. But I didn't say that. So, because I don't think so. But But I think as they get older, men gain something from marriage. In traditional sense, men gain more from marriage than women do. And I do think that, and I mean, yeah, yeah, that's a whole topic we can get into. But men do. They like Jamie was talking about earlier about the studies that have been done and all of that. What men gain from marriage. There's so much, and there's some kind of contentment that they get from that. So I think as they get older, and they get rewarded, and they get, oh wow, you changed and all that. You know, amongst yourself, that might look really cool. But I'm telling you, on the back end, we sitting here like, yeah, okay. And the reason being is because we know, and I've had, my best friends have been men all my life. And they have told me, some of them have told me, look, LaShawn, I'm gonna marry her because I don't want to die alone. I want somebody to take care of me. I want this. And I think one of you guys talked about it, either Jamie or Venus talked about how the men in the homes are so
I
suffering
don't want
that
to cut your
don't have
wisdom.
partners. Go ahead.
Her name is Jessie. I don't want to cut your wisdom.
Oh, I'm sorry, Jesse. I apologize for that.
You're good.
And also I don't have my glasses on, I can't see. But
Yeah, it's just small.
so sorry about that. But yeah, but you had mentioned that earlier about that. So I think as men get older, sometimes they are drawn to get married, and they are drawn to like leave that life alone and find someone to settle down with and just kind of ease and go off into the sunset. I think it's more for them, because if you look at the numbers in our culture, it's interesting that you will see men kind of doing that. But as Black women, you do see more single Black women as they get older. And it's not that their husband just died. Some of them have never been married. Some of them got married early on, but they've spent most of their life being single. I think a couple of years ago when Essence was around, they did an article about it, how most Black women were not married. And but men do look for that coupling because there is a satisfaction from that. So I just wanted to add that 2 cents. I'll land with that.
Respectful.
I want to know who's doing these studies. Is it women doing the studies? Because I don't trust these damn studies.
My great grandmother was married. My great grandma was married. My grandmother was married. My mother's married. I'm married. I don't know who's doing these studies.
I don't trust them. I don't trust these studies.
I mean, some of these statistics are recent.
I know what you mean. I don't trust them.
Yeah, no,
I mean, statistically, what they say, since the 1970s, late 60s, early 70s, the Black household shifted from being 90% headed by two parents to being 70 to 80% headed by a single mother. So, the dynamics of what it influences us as individuals and us as in a relationship has changed drastically since 1970. And it largely is due to propaganda and the media of what is really influencing our decision-making processes. And I think when she's speaking of that, I think I read the same article, and they were saying that how 75% of single women are in church. And I did that route. And I learned that there ain't no single men in church, but only married men go to church. But I just think that
all the
these
Tyler Perry,
articles,
or the Tyler Perrys.
It's true. It's true.
Anybody? Any more questions, comments? Okay.
Now, this particular, what was the question again?
No, I said it was the ending. We just did the last mail question. I was just wondering, anybody got any questions, comments for each other, or what up? Did we crash? Did we land? Good conversation. We were good.
Great conversation. Great
conversation.
Yeah. We landed. Great. I want to appreciate everybody for flying out with us. You already know. Much love to y'all, everybody.
Same to you.
Got y'all.
Thank you, guys.
Mookie and Jesse got y'all. Y'all got y'all.
I got my wings.
You got y'all wings today.
Yeah. Go us.
Oh, they popped their cherry today.
Hey.
Yeah.
It's a vibe. It's a
Nah,
vibe,
Mook
Yeah,
was
man.
there.
let's just say I got my wings. Like the other is
Mook,
crazy.
Mook was on when I had the comedy show on the Juneteenth show. She was here. I was like, oh, so she came up. So yeah, that was fine.
Respectful.
Yeah. You wasn't there. You wasn't
And you
there.
know,
I had a comedy
I,
show that night.
I
I got more
know. I
coming up.
know. Congrats to that. Shout out to
Thank you,
that.
bless.
Shout out to that.
Thank you. Thank you.
yeah. Everybody, I want y'all to stay, meet y'all backstage. To you at home, you know, I like to continue the conversation to the comment section. To the men, would you date someone whose past was public knowledge? And to the women at home, should people be judged by who they were or who they are now? Let me know what you think. And basically meet me in the comment section with that. We're gonna get to our last commercial, and I'll meet everybody backstage.
This is BK.
Mike Payne.
Carly.
34 and a half. Hot boy Shay. Tyrell. And I play Tyrell.
And Monica.
Jay.
Asu.
Mo.
Big Prince in that series Make Some Noise.
You gon' hear me now, feel me now. I'm 10 toes, no small talk, straight to the pen.
Throughout the season, you see him going through where in the beginning he wanted to just do his music and work a regular 9 to 5, but as things continue to happen to him, he has to respond to the environments that he gets put in.
Damn. Nah, fucked up, cuz. Yo, my bad, bro. Where the fuck was you at anyway? I was trying to get a little bottle or something, type of weapon that even the odds it was more than us.
A lot of people call me and was like, when they see me, I like to say I retreated, which is something people do in war all the time. They retreat to, regroup. The word I like to use when I think about that scene. People thought I was like, punani.
Nigga, you must not know who the fuck I am, nigga. This my city. Y'all beat his ass. Get up, bitch ass.
I had people say, you just being you. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't no bully though. I ain't no bully, but yeah, don't take me there, bro. But other than that, yeah, just I'm that nigga, and I definitely feel like I'm that nigga. You supposed to feel like that, you feel me? Yeah.
Damn, she fine as hell. What the fuck you doing with this bum ass nigga? Might well come to my section.
Nigga, I wouldn't give you the time of day if you paid for it. Like she's a good person at heart. I just think she's in the wrong.
Yeah, that's my guy. I'm so Tyrell from the show Make Some Noise. Definitely go tap in with that, man. Fire 8 episodes. You already know it's out now on I'm So Tyrell at YouTube. I want to thank everybody. Thank Jesse, special guest, for flying out with us tonight. Appreciate you. I want to thank everybody else for flying out with us every night. You already know. You in the comment section, you already know. You know what to do. Just like and share, man. Share this with somebody who would appreciate the convo. Let's close this thing on out, man. Tonight, debate wasn't really about pimps, simps, hoes, or housewives. It was about whether people truly believe in transformation. Everybody loves redemption stories until the redeemed person is sitting next to you. Everybody believes people can change until old mistakes make them uncomfortable. The truth is, some people change, some people pretend, some people perform growth, some people live growth. The challenge isn't figuring out who had a past. Everybody had one. The challenge is figuring out who's still living there. Because a person should not be judged solely by their worst chapter, but neither should they be judged solely by their best speech. Judge the pattern, judge the consistency, judge the fruit, not the commercial, because anybody can change their image. The real question is did they change their habits? Protect your peace. See you next week. I mean, not next week, next episode. And thank you for flying with us on Land Your Plane.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your destination. Please remain seated until you have properly processed. Keep your mind clear until next time.
And Land your plane. Land your plane. Land your